sorely missed. These 18 players have done a great job of leading the 2017 Panthers from the front. Now, introducing the seniors of the 2017 Purple Panthers. Number 45, Tony Agor, accompanied by his parents Evaniso and Sean Armeen. Number 40, Captain Alex Amigo, accompanied by his parents Denise and Manny Amigo. Number 22, Tyler Bernard, accompanied by his parents Nancy and Gary Bernard and sister Lauren. Number 30, Captain Jared Fearon, accompanied by his mother Donna Fearon. Number 21, John Champa, accompanied by his parents Diane and Bob Champa. Number 74, Captain Derek Chiavelli, accompanied by his parents Marianne and Mark Chiavelli. Number 18, Derek Downing, accompanied by his parents Jamie and Todd Downing. Number 77, Mitch Gilmore. Number 7, Captain Sean Holland, accompanied by his parents Michelle and Gary Holland. Number 75, Aaron Kennedy, accompanied by his parents Corey and John Kennedy. Number 12, Devin Linscott, accompanied by his parents Shannon and Dave Linscott. Number 64, Seth Marcano, accompanied by his parents Gladys and Jose Marcano. Number 26, Josh Martin, accompanied by his parents Stacy and Don Martin. Number 11, AJ Millie, accompanied by his parents Stephanie and Artie Millie. Number 50, Andrew Moran, accompanied by his brother John and sister Bailey. Number 54, Simon Morissette, accompanied by his parents Debbie and Dennis Morissette. Number 6, Saul Pascal, accompanied by his mother Lucia Annalise. And number 72, Captain Kyle Reader, accompanied by his parents Beth and Keith Reader. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a nice warm round of applause to the 2017 Nashua South Purple Panther Seniors. Congratulations and best of luck in the future.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Welcome to Stello Stadium for the regular season finale. It is Week 9 in NHI AA action. It is the Bishop Guertin Cardinals taking on the Purple Panthers of Nashua South, your Division I West champions. Matt and Everett joined by Tom King. And Tom, the 1-7 record for Bishop Guertin, not necessarily indicative of the type of season that they've had, and we know what we're going to get out of Nashua South. They're 6-2 coming into the game, 3-0 in the conference, and they've really been dominant all year.
Yeah, they are, but I have to tend to disagree with you, Matt. It is indicative of you are what you are, what your record says you are. It is indicative of the season they've had. They've given up a lot of points to good teams. The one win they had was against a Keene team that basically had half its team out because of a staph infection and playing on a Monday night. Not taking away from Guertin because, they really played well. They have a good football team in terms of their offense, in terms of their quarterback, and a couple of sophomores that are really skill position players. But they're nowhere near the dynamic offensive team that we've seen from them in the past that has beaten South a couple of times in the last two years, I think. So it's a different dynamic for BG. They've had a tough year. They played, I think, their best game against Nashua North. Nashua South, meanwhile, is just purring. They are on all cylinders ever since they went 0-2. They lost to Londonderry. They lost to Pinkerton. And, with Pinkerton, they went out, probably two of their more physical guys in Jalen Pacheco and Jared Buren. They're back. They're healthy. They make a huge difference. And things have really turned around for Nashua South. Winners of 6 in a row, and I'd be surprised if they didn't go into the playoffs with a 7-2 record.
Yeah, and for Bishop Guertin, 1-7, they came off a 26-20 lost week at Alvern. And you mentioned that Nashua North game that we had the privilege of calling 2 weeks ago. That was
the best
thriller.
Best regular season game I've seen in the last couple of years. It was a fabulous game. I don't know if we're going to see that type of game tonight. If we do, it's a testament to what Jeff Moore has been able to do to rally that team with their final game. They're not used to this. This is the first time Guertin will be out of the playoffs. If I can remember, it's got to be since maybe 2000. It's got to be the first time in about 15 years.
So the last 2 games for Bishop Guertin, both losses by a combined 6 points, and Nashua South is coming off a big 42-13 win against a very good Londonderry team that will be in the playoffs. And for Nashua South, 7 points in the first quarter, 28 points in the second quarter, and then 7 more in quarter number 3. They had 363 yards of total offense last week, and it was a balanced attack. Sean Holland threw for 167 yards through the air, and the team combined for almost 200 yards, 194 on the ground.
The kid that's really emerged for them is Alex Amigo. To me, as he goes, so go the Panthers. What he's done is he's taken the pressure off of Sean Holland to have to create all the offense himself by running the ball and throwing the ball. Amigo can run it, and he can also do a lot of great things after he catches it. To me, if Amigo's football smart. He sees the spaces. He knows the openings in the defense. He's if you talk to him, he's a very mature senior who knows football and is a good athlete. That combination is what I would want on my team all the time. As he goes, I think so goes his football team.
Yeah, Alex Amigo, the 4th highest receiver in the state this year with 488 yards through the air, and Sean Holland, number 2 in terms of overall passing yards. He's thrown for 1,746. And all of a sudden, Tom, this Nashua South team ranked number 8 in the state. Who would have thought that after week 2? They really rattled off some big wins against some phenomenal football teams.
I'll tell you when it changed. I know the exact moment when it changed. It changed when Merrimack was driving, and they fumbled the ball on a long run. They fumbled the ball around the 20-yard line, already up 6-0. Recovered by South, drove down the field to score and take the lead, and ripped off, I think, 28 straight points. That's when it changed, game 3, at that moment.
Yeah, and we talked with Coach Knight heading into this game, and a lot of people might call this one a trap game. BG 1-7, Nashua South 6-2, and already wrapped up the division. But he said they want to be playing their best football heading in to the playoffs, and I think they're doing that here.
Yeah, you don't want any bad habits going into a playoff game, because if you lose that playoff game, you always point to that way you finished, if you didn't finish well.
Yeah.
Or if you had a long layoff or anything else. They don't have that. They go right back at it next week. Playoff football for them in their minds, talking tonight after the game last week, has to start now.
Yeah, he talked about finishing. We've seen that in Major League Baseball. 3 of the 6 playoff teams fired their manager because of how they finished. But I think Coach Knight brought up a very good point, and it's going to be tough against this team because Sam Raitt, the quarterback, likes to scramble, likes to get outside the pocket. Bishop Guertin passes the ball 65% of the time, but a lot of those turn into runs for Sam Raitt.
Yeah, they do. So we'll see what happens.
We're going to step aside for the national anthem. We'll be back. Kickoff between the Nashua South Purple Panthers and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals right here on Nashua ETV. And the Nashua South Purple Panthers on a senior night, the last regular season home game for these 18 seniors from Nashua South. And for Bishop Guertin, the last game of the year, their 1-7 record. Their 16 seniors will be playing their last game of their high school football career. Nashua South sending out their captains.
Number 40, Alex Amigo. Number 30, Jared Guerin. Number 7, Sean Holland. And number 72, Kyle Reeder.
Reeder, Guerin, Amigo, and Holland, the 4 captains for Nashua South. And Bishop Guertin sending out 6 captains here. Again, the last regular season game here in the NHI AA. Nashua South last week against Londonderry, like we mentioned, a 42-13 win, 363 total yards. They allowed 264 yards on the ground to Londonderry. The big stat, 2 for 8 on third downs last week, and they allowed 7 for 16 on third downs. Nashua South's offense also gained 19 first downs. And joining us, like the rock star he is, Mr. John Collins.
I wish.
How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. I just got out of the full-timer.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish I did this full-time instead after today's shift, I'll tell you that.
Can only imagine. But, yeah, we were just talking with Tom King. I want to hear what you have to say about this. A lot of people might call this one a trap game of sorts. BG with a 1-7 record playing in their last game of the year. They're not in the playoffs. Nashua South, the division winners, already looking ahead to next week's matchup. They know who, when, where they're playing. It's going to be Pinkerton next week against Pinkerton here at Stellos. So what do you think about that? Because I know in speaking with Coach Scott Knight that he's telling his team to treat this like every game. The records go out the window.
Well, I tell you, one guy you can count on to treat this like it's a must-win game is number 7 right there. He is just a joy to watch. Sean Holland. I would consider him a Division I college football quarterback prospect. He's that good. He can throw long, and he's got the perfect touch, short, long, whatever you take. I mean, this is a guy who's a treat to watch. Number 7. He's going to set the tone for this team, and I don't look to them to overlook Bishop Guertin whatsoever tonight, Matt.
Yeah, this coaching staff raves about him. They love his attention to detail, and the real big thing is that he's able to turn the page. He throws a pick, he doesn't let it affect him. He has a big play, he doesn't let it affect him. He plays everything with a level head, and looking ahead to next year, speaking with head coach Scott Knight, he's been accepted to Bentley, a couple of NESCAC schools, some Ivy Leagues, namely Columbia and Brown. And the thing about him is that he's not only excellent on the football field, he's a 4.0 student, couple of honor societies, all AP classes. So he's not a guy that these colleges are going to have to take a risk on. They know what they're going to get, and that's a good work ethic and attention to detail on the field and in the classroom.
Yeah, great way to put it. I mean, he is a skill guy, but also makes great decisions with the ball, which is, of course, what you want in a quarterback. I'm sure growing up watching the great Tom Brady do it for his whole 17 years of life, or 18, whatever Sean is, I'm sure that helped a lot. And I look for him to have another great game tonight. Make no mistake, BG is the underdog in this game, coming off the loss to Alvern last week, especially. So we're set for kickoff here at Stello Stadium. It is as nice night weather-wise as you could ask for on an October 27th.
Yeah, a little bit chilly, but, you know, it's late October. All of a sudden it's a little cold.
Perfect for the guys down on the field.
So this is football weather. And one thing already out of the ordinary, John, is that Sam Raitt, the quarterback for BG, back returning the kick. I mean, when you have the athletic ability that he does, and he's able to do so much with the ball in his hands, you know, why not? And he's a two-way guy. He plays offense, defense, and now three ways with the special teams.
You see guys in high school playing two ways as quarterback that you would never see in the pros. I mean, you got the Joe Flacco hit from last night in mind, right? But here's a guy, his running back kicks. You talk about a dangerous position, but at high school, I mean, he's hard to catch, Sam Raitt. And I watched Alvern last week. You got Kyle Gore, a freshman, who also plays starting linebacker for that team. So quite versatile players. The kickoff by Joshua Martin is picked up by Joey Lupo. Very short return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Bishop Guertin.
And on the defensive side of the ball, one of Coach Scott Knight's 3 keys to the game is eliminating the penalties. They had 2 penalties for 30 yards last week, a couple of personal fouls. They want to contain Sam Raitt. That was one thing that they cannot over-pursue on the mobile quarterback, and they got to stay in their rushing lanes. And one phrase that Coach Knight kept repeating is that they wanted to stay level or under the quarterback. They didn't want to get deeper than him and push him up in the pocket and make him run the ball.
Sam Rait's going to hold on to this one, but he's got no gap whatsoever in the middle of the line. No gain.
And Ben Plumley back there for a decoy, really, on that first play. You knew Raitt was going to get the ball. But the big thing for me, the game we did 2 weeks ago when Colin Toney got hurt, the big left tackle, the senior playing in his last game, he is in at left tackle. That left ankle heavily taped up. That'll be something to watch.
Aaron Kennedy on the defensive line, his senior, 6 feet, playing bigger than his 200 pounds there against the keeper by Raitt. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 as he hands it off, and that play will go nowhere. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
I just want to finish Knight's 3 keys, John, was that on the offensive side of the ball, they wanted to not only convert on 3rd and 4th downs, but finish drives. They really have not had to worry about that too much in the last couple of weeks, but he said it was something that they really wanted to work on. They were 2 for 8 on 3rd down last week, and they allowed 7 for 16 on 3rd down, so all of a sudden, BG with their first 3rd down conversion attempt of the game.
Derek Chiavelli and John Champa with a great stop there on 2nd down. They barely complete this one, but it is the ever-dangerous Austin Hisco. Not enough yards after the catch to get anywhere close to a 1st down. It's going to be a 3 and out for Bishop Guertin on the first offensive possession of this game.
And we saw a couple of different looks. The first 2 play-action reads where Raitt kept the first one, gave the second one to Plumley, and then that pass, again, caught by Hisco. So Nashua South playing well against some different looks. I expect to see a pass play right out of the gate next drive for BG.
South looks like they're coming for this punt. It's a ugly duckling that goes out of bounds short of midfield. So barely a 10-yard net gain on that punt.
And for a team like Nashua South, 6 straight wins, going for their 7th consecutive win. They've not only won, but they've won in big fashion the last couple of weeks. A 42-13 win last week against Londonderry, 47-21 win at Keene the week before, 46-14. I mean, they've been in the 40s pretty much every game over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
And Sean Holland can strike from anywhere in the field as he drops back in the shotgun. Anthony Agor's at the top of your screen and Tavon Olson's at the bottom, but the handoff goes to the running back, Jalen Pacheco, and a healthy gain on 1st down.
And for Pacheco, 5'9", 220 pounds, and he is all that and then some. A power runner. They do it a couple of different ways. You got Pacheco with the power, You've got Amigo with the speed. They'll give him the ball out of the backfield every now and then. And then obviously the skill and the mind of Sean Holland. Really, this Nashua South offense, very balanced. And like we just highlighted, they've been doing it in a lot of different ways very successfully over the last couple of weeks.
Back to the shotgun goes Holland. 2nd down and 2. He will hand it off to Pacheco, and he's got a big gap to exploit. Now he's a big horse that's difficult to bring down at the 20 finally for the first down and much, much more.
Yeah, 28-yard run there for Pacheco. So that's 2 carries for 28 yards. That's 14 per carry. Obviously not going to do that the whole game, but a great start and a good job of seizing the momentum after that defensive stop.
No huddle offense, no rest for the Bishop Guertin defense. That's a forward pass. It is completed. Nice gain after the catch by Brian Deshane. Is it number 40, if not 20? That was Alex Amigo.
And a late flag in. We'll see what happened here. It looked like it was on the tackle. The judge on that side just kind of dropped it in there. They're going to call a late hold on Nashua South, so that brings them back. And that was one of the keys that Coach Knight wanted to highlight, was eliminating the penalties. So after a couple of big plays, play number 3 brought back at least somewhat by a penalty.
Yeah, instead of 2nd and about 5, it will probably be 2nd and 15 here, or 1st and 15, I should say.
Still in good field position, though, inside the 30. And with the way that Pacheco has been running the ball, I expect to see them go back to him.
Listening to Matt Neverett and myself, John Collins, the graphics and the production values of Nashua TV continue to improve every week. Look at the color-coded graphics we've got now at the bottom of your screen. On the run, Holland has the receiver wide open. Was he inbounds? Yes, says the sideline judge. It is completed inside the 15 to Alex Amigo.
And a nice tiptoe job there on the sideline, wide open, just a play action with some levels route. You had the short one in the flat, the intermediate for Amigo, and there was a receiver deep. Look for them to continue that look throughout the night, John.
Holland's going to hand this off up the middle and plowing his way toward the touchdown. He gets it, I believe. Jarrett Guertin is in for 6.
And on a senior night, Guertin jamming his way into the end zone, one of 18 seniors on this Nashua South squad. And we saw the power running from Pacheco, and then Guertin showing off, dragging some Cardinals with him into the end zone. And early on, it is Nashua South 6-0, pending the extra point. And they're going to go for 2.
The 2-point conversion attempt. Power I formation. Holland under center this time is going to hand it off to the speed back, and he finds a seam, and 2 points for Derek Downing.
So a senior in Guertin scores, and then another senior in Derek Downing converts on the 2-point conversion. So all of a sudden, an 8-point lead, John. This team that has been averaging so many points per game, they've scored at least 27 in all of their wins, getting on the right foot early.
Textbook football, Matt. We had a 3-and-out defensive stop for South, a very ugly punt by BG. Field position more than advantageous for South's offense, which frankly doesn't need the help.
Exactly.
And they go in with authority quickly as they score in a drive that took about a minute and a half, it felt like. 9 minutes left to go, first quarter. South capitalizing on their first possession with the Jarrett Guertin run, followed by a Derek Downing 2-point conversion, just running the ball right through the middle of that Bishop Guertin line. Those 2 running backs we just mentioned, Guertin and Pacheco, in that drive, they're bigger than a lot of the BG linemen that are trying to stop them. So that doesn't bode well for the Cardinals. Fielded at the 20-yard line by Joey Lupo, and he returns it about 10 yards. 1st and 10, BG gets a second crack at their offense.
And again, we saw 2 play action, or 2 really read options on the first 2 plays, followed by a short screen pass. So with Sam Rade, who's averaging only 164 yards per game through the air, he does most of his damage with his legs. I expect to see them try to find ways to get him the ball in space. Expect a lot of called passes that he ends up taking around the edge. Colin Toney's going to play a big part in setting that edge on the left side.
And this guy, now at the bottom of your screen, Austin Hisco, with slants over the deep middle. That's the key. He's going to look for it. Slant over the middle. He's got it. That was a formation they used with some success against Alvin, but then they figured it out. They doubled Hisco, and he didn't get much more after the first quarter, but you'll see him in the slot a lot. And that was a situation where they got a quick hitter for a first down right away. First down of the game for BG. Nice shift through the defense. Big gainer for number 20, Ben Plumlee. What a run.
And Agor bringing him down, preventing even more damage. And there's the first big chunk play that BG has accomplished really in their, 5 so far. And they're starting to expand the playbook. Look for them to run some new looks, even though we are in the last week of the regular season. Why not empty out the playbook if you're head coach Jeff Moore?
2 impressive first downs on successive plays for BG. No huddle. Shotgun rate rolling to his right, looking to throw. Now he's going to run. He's got 5. He's got a first down and about 14 yards on the carry by Sam Rate. Great decision with the football by the senior quarterback.
Brought down by Tavon Olson, and that's exactly what I was talking about, John, is those rollouts, get himself the ball in some space, no look down the field. He's got the speed to beat a lot, if not all, of these Nashua South defenders to the edge, so Ray did a good job of recognizing.
He's got Hisco in man-to-man coverage at the bottom of your screen in the wide side of the field.
Definitely a matchup they want to take advantage of.
Yeah, he might have a go route here. He's going to throw. Instead, it's an end screen, and he's going to get dragged down after a healthy gain on first down of about 5 yards.
Tyler Bernard, another senior, bringing him down. And for Hisco, if he gets that one-on-one coverage with some space, I expect to see them go with that route a lot. Just that 5-yard curl, even an extended screen on that side of the field, especially when the near side is the wide side. I wouldn't expect to see the look as much with the ball on the left hash like it is now, but trips right. I think we're going to see some action to that side with the running back Plumlee lined up to the left.
Sam Rate has the South defense on their heels a bit at the moment. Fakes the handoff. No, it is a handoff to Plumlee, and he's up through the line. Close to first down yardage, but it's going to be 3rd and short.
And Rate does a phenomenal job of selling the fake.
Yeah, he sold me.
It not only because of the way that he does it, but because of the threat of the legs. You have to take him seriously, no matter if he gives it or keeps it himself.
And it is Plumlee, and he plunges ahead for a gain of about 5 on the play. That lunge at the end seemed to gain 3 yards all by itself. And again, BG moves the chains, and again, no hesitation, right up to the line of scrimmage. No huddle offense.
I like this change of tempo.
Up the middle. This time South not fooled by the fake by Rate. But still a decent gain of first down of about 3 yards called. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And they're going to keep this tempo going with a bunch formation to the right and Hisco to the near side. One-on-one coverage once again. No safety help.
That is a flag, and before the snap, they are calling it encroachment against the defense to help the cause of the BG drive to try to tie this thing up. South, as you see, leads it 8-0 on their first and only offensive possession. They drove straight down the field. This is BG's second chance at the ball. They went 3 and out to open the game, but this is an impressive drive right here, and South helps them out with the encroachment call. So it's 2nd down and just over a yard for Sam Rate and his BG offense. Fakes the handoff to Plumlee. It's over the top to Hisco, and he would have had to been Randy Moss in his prime to get to that one, a little bit high.
And great coverage by Agor to the bump and run near the goal line. Some of the toughest coverage, especially on that fade route, but he does a good job of staying inside the receiver, and the throw just a bit too much for Rate. But you got to put the ball exactly where Rate put it. Give your guy a shot or nobody.
Yeah, no height advantage over there, and Tony Agor, great coverage in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. It's the same man-man matchup. Hisco looking for Hisco again. He fires it, and this is incomplete. And again, now flags fly, and they're going to call, I believe, interference on Agor.
Yeah, Agor got there just a split second too early. You could see it where he just bumped him before the ball got there. Rate put some mustard behind that throw, but Agor anticipating it just a bit too early, bumps him with the body before he's able to get the hand in there. And this is the right call here, John.
It is. They're going to put the ball somewhere between the 2 and 3 yard line, and it's going to be first and goal. 4 cracks at it for Bishop Guertin to try to put 6 points across here.
And I like their chances with the push that their line has gotten. It's been a tale of 2 drives thus far. They look bad their first drive, the 3 and out, and they've really done a phenomenal job of getting a good push this one.
Rate keeps it, tries to find a seam up the middle. He is. Is he in? He's got to be inches short. It'll be second down.
From about the 1 yard line.
And expect to see that same look.
They'll spot it at the 1.
Look at the bunch on the
Second goal.
left. Yeah.
Rate. Keeper. And he's in. Touchdown. Sam Rate, a 1-yard quarterback keeper. It is an 8-6 game with the points after to come.
Yeah, it changes the dynamic here at that Nashua South win for 2 points, where if you want to match them touchdown for touchdown like they're going to have to stand any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to go for 2, and it looks like they are, keeping the entire offense out on the field.
You're right, no hesitation. They're going to try to knot this game up at 8-all. It's going to take a 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. South really was not able to guess right on that last play. Matt, you have to almost sell out that Rate's going to keep the ball to stop him. He's got so many options here. Is he going to roll to his right? He's going to throw it, and it is picked off by South. So it is no good on the conversion. Number 21 for South, John Champa makes the play.
He just broke it up. Not going to go down in the books as a pick, but keeping the lead for Nashua South at 2 points. But for Sam Rate and the BG Cardinals, a great job of turning the page, forgetting about that first drive where they did not look good on the offensive side of the ball. A long, sustained drive that took up over 3 minutes, and they got their only third down conversion thus far, 1 for 1 on that drive. So they did a little bit of everything. I mean, they had the big chunk passing play, a big chunk running play. Rate got the ball in some space, and then they had a couple of chances, helped with some penalties for Nashua South, but they had a couple of chances at the goal line. They were able to convert. So a little bit of everything. Gotta like what you see if you're Jeff Moore.
Yeah, that's a great way to answer. But still a 2-point lead for South as they're about to get the ball back here. We do know that BG's probably got the best kicker in the division in Huntsman, if needed, at some plate, as Huntsman is the kickoff specialist as well. He's going to kick this one short, though, end over end. It's caught at the 35, and Agor dancing his way out to the 47-yard line.
So now it's 2 drives for Nashua South, and they have started pretty much near or on the other side of midfield in both of them. And I'm surprised at that decision for Huntsman, who has the leg to boot the ball into the end zone.
I was just going to ask you, he could put it out the back in the end zone if you want to. You got to believe he was coached to kick the ball like that.
Oh, for sure, yeah, because Huntsman, like we said, he's a guy that can put the ball in the end zone.
And it backfired, Matt, because South's got the ball at their own 47-yard line.
Can't be giving them free yards.
No, that's too easy. So the holder is Holland, and he is going to be knocked down after a gain of 12.
That's exactly why, John. They have the ability to get a big chunk play whenever you want. And on the last drive, it started out the exact same way. 2 runs, 2 first downs, and so far 1 for 1 here on this drive. Nashua South can't take the foot off the gas pedal. Got to keep going for these big plays with trips to the far side.
Game is probably closer to 10. Up the middle goes Jalen Pacheco for a huge gainer. That's also about 12, a dozen yards or so. And the running game too strong by South right now for BG to handle.
It's exactly like I said, 2 runs, 2 first downs on each of their first 2 drives.
And it's going to be, I think, encroachment? Or did somebody
way false start. That was Brendan Frost.
You got it. It was an offensive lineman that drew the jump by BG's big defensive lineman, Sam Colantoni. I saw the reaction to the false start, and it's going to push South back 5. And I pretty much expect them to run it anyway, the success they've had here at first and now 15.
And it's exactly like that last drive. 2 big runs, and then a penalty brings him back on the 3rd play.
But looking to throw is Holland. He throws a dart over the middle and is completed inside the 10, twisting. And that is number 18, Derek Downing on the completion. And again, Holland with that great arm and accuracy, and another South first down.
And Holland, 6'1", that's not tall in quarterback numbers, but he plays bigger than that. He has a high release point.
Yeah.
He drops back far, and that's advantageous, especially on the throws over the middle.
Holland is going to hand this one off, and Pacheco is into the end zone for a touchdown. From 5 yards out, it is a 6-point run for Pacheco, and he was wrapped up at about the 1, but that superior body weight, he just carried some tacklers into the end zone with him.
Yeah, Pacheco throwing that 220-plus around. Some big runs, and we were wondering when we were going to see him get into the end zone because he is running like a man with a mission tonight. 14-0, and now they're going to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, they're going to go for 1 here.
And with Bishop
Josh
Guertin not converting on their 2-point conversion, you may as well go for just the extra point because now they're up by 9. It's a 2-score game regardless.
15-6, you see the score. South leads it. They've got a 2-point conversion and a 1-point conversion in the equation. BG, impressive on offense, but not on defense. And you kind of have to shake your head and wonder how they are going to stay in this game unless they score every time they get the ball.
Oh, and that's been the story of the year for Bishop Guertin now. Coming into the game, they had allowed 297 points on defense as opposed to their 187 scored. They've allowed 15 tonight and scored 6, but for Nashua South, it's been the exact opposite. They've got 264 points coming in and 178 allowed. Obviously, those numbers changing, but the sentiment rings true. So, yeah, Nashua South's offense has been clicking on all cylinders, and Bishop Guertin's defense has really been struggling. So if they're going to have any chance tonight, Sam Raitt and this BG offense are going to need to go score for score, at least in this first half. Keep it within 2 touchdowns.
Josh Martin's kickoff is fielded at the 15-yard line. Joey Lupo finds a seam. Lupo nearly broke it. He had about 2 guys to beat before he was brought down at the 37. A return of about 22 yards for Joey Lupo.
So yeah, we talked about Coach Knight and how he wanted to contain Sam Raitt. That was one of the key matchups that he honed in on when we talked to him earlier today. They didn't want to over-pursue. They definitely wanted to contain, and they wanted to stay in their rushing lanes and maintain the coverage down the field. And I think that last one with a phenomenal receiver like Hisco is going to be the most important. When Raitt rolls around and starts improvising and the receivers start doing the same, Hisco and the rest of this receiving corps have an opportunity to beat the coverage.
Well, the BG offensive line tried to get into pass protection a fraction of a second too early, and they got called for the false start. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Cardinals. Looked like Raitt was intending to throw there. And as usual, he was looking in the direction of number 5, Austin Hisco. BG in the shotgun is Raitt, looking to his right, scrambles, flushed out of the pocket. Rolling right, fires. It is off the hands of the intended receiver, Victor Gelato.
And Brennan Frost coming off of that edge, and he almost lit up Sam Raitt. A good awareness in the pocket to feel the pressure, break it out to the right. You know what you're going to get out of Raitt. He's elusive. He can make guys miss. Frost almost cleaned his clock. We talked about the Joe Flacco hit. We almost saw a repeat of that there.
Ball had a lot on it there, and Gelato was not able to clamp down on the fastball from Sam Raitt. So it goes as an incompletion, 2nd and 15 for the BG quarterback. He's got a couple of receivers split near side left. And I think that's Hisco in the slot right. He's going to throw it to Gilletto, overthrow, incomplete, 3rd and 15.
So intended for Gilletto in the last 2 plays. The last time it was a bullet right to the hands that Gilletto was not able to contain, and this time it was a bit too high, and that's what you risk on those screen passes, especially where the receiver is actively moving towards the quarterback, because if you throw high at all with the receiver coming at you, it eliminates, or rather it makes the margin for error a lot greater because of the arc on the ball that naturally happens when you're throwing it. It just makes it all the more tough when the guy's running straight at you.
So a challenge here on 3rd and long for BG. Straight drop for Raitt. He's going to fire it down the right hash mark and had a man open, but again an overthrow of the intended receiver, Zachary Keenan. He had some space out in the flat.
And the arm strength is not the worry with Sam Raitt, and it is shown today it is the accuracy. He's had a couple of drops, but the last 2, those are on Raitt, just too much on him.
Yeah.
The high throw to Gilletto, and over the middle, that's a tough throw to make, especially on a 3rd and 15 where you know that you're going to need to throw it past the first down marker and then some.
Yeah, he would have been better off to throw an ugly duckling there, a lob pass. I think he would have been able to complete it to Keenan, but instead fires it overhead, and it's a punting formation for BG. They do get it off, and again, off the end of the foot of the punter.
Good roll,
Great.
though.
Excellent roll. Wow. Just like he meant, to the 26-yard line.
Hey, sometimes, John, it's better to be lucky than good, right?
Yes, exactly. And the ball bounces BG's way that time. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their 27. Just over 4 minutes to go, as you see in the first quarter. South trying to keep their string alive of scoring every time they touch the ball.
Yeah, it's been 2 drives, 2 scores, and they've been very similar in makeup. They both start with a couple of big runs, but this one a little bit different because it's the furthest that they have been pinned back after the punt that ended up being good from Raitt. Didn't look that good off the foot, but only 6 men in the box, a loose coverage in the middle.
And good job by the defensive front of Bishop Guertin as they brought down Pacheco immediately after the handoff from Holland. And best defensive stop of the game.
I was going to say a changing of the guard because Nashua South has come out in each of their first 2 drives and had a big chunk play right away.
Well, Holland doesn't mind throwing the football, and he probably will do it here. He rolls to his left, throws across his body. It is completed to Downing. He is tackled after a gain of maybe 5 or 6 on the play. He bring up 3rd down and about 5.
And this is the first 3rd down of the game for Nashua South. BG is 1 for 3 so far in their 3 drives, so we'll see how they respond. Nashua South was 2 for 8 on 3rd downs last week against Londonderry. They did convert for 19 first downs, however.
This is where Holland often shines. Sean Holland in the shotgun on 3rd and 5 in his own side of the field. He's going to roll to his right, pulls up, fires. It is nearly picked off. It's knocked down, intended for number 40, Alex Amigo. Great play anticipating the pass, Zachary Keenan.
And we saw him coming in from the back fast. He was on that receiver. I thought he was going to get the body in there. I thought we were going to see another pass interference call, but he was able to contort his body sideways and just knock that down. That is picture-perfect coverage coming in from the safety position for the senior Zach Keenan playing in his last high school football game.
I think Zach might have watched some film. He might have studied some film on the passing routes. And it is a penalty flag. This one is going to be returned by nobody. The roll in favor of the Panthers, but we'll see what the penalty is as they down it inside the BG 25.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
If it was against BG, it might be enough for a first down, but it's against the Panthers. Will they have him kick it again?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I would think so.
Pin him back 5 more yards, take away. Scott Knight had talked about his special teams throughout the week, and he had said that they had had a couple of successful fake punts, and with Alex Amigo back there, you can really do a lot of different things. He had a fake last week that he converted on where Knight said that he had a green light to go ahead and fake it if he wanted to, and another one where the snap dictated that he run the ball, and he called that a yellow light on the fake punt. So I don't think on a 4th down and 10, I don't think we see a fake punt, especially with how far back they are in their own territory. But it's always interesting to have their own option. BG's struggling to get guys on the field. They're going to have to take a timeout here, John.
Bishop Guertin burns a timeout with 2:42 to go in the first quarter. Some confusion about who should be on the field for that fourth down play. Joey Lupo knew his position, which was punt returner. He was down there by himself, ready for the kick. But BG forced to take a timeout.
So or Nashua South rather, another fourth down play coming up. But I want to take a look at the scores of their 6 wins in a row coming into this week, John. And after losing their first 2 games to 2 of the top teams in the state, a 40-14 loss to Salem in week 1. And we all know Salem is the top team in the state right now. And Pinkerton 28-6. And those are 2 of the top 3 teams in the state. But after that, 27-20, 34-15, 48-46, 47-42, the points scored in their last 4 games respectively. So a fourth down here, but Nashua South's offense has been clicking on all cylinders.
The punter gets it away. Lupo's going to grab it. No fair catch, but he's going to be dragged down for maybe a loss of 1 on the return. Good coverage by number 3, Brendan Frost, on the special teams play.
And a good gang tackle to just go around. And after the first man missed, Lupo made the first man miss. The rest of the Purple Panther special teams came up strong. So now at their own 39-yard line, here comes Sam Raitt and this BG offense that scored their last time down.
Good hang time on that punt was the key as the punt coverage team got down the field, not allowing Lupo any breathing room after he made the catch. Sam Raitt has a chance to capitalize on his defense's big stop. He rolls to the right, looking to pass, still looking. Under pressure, fires it back across the field. Intended for Hisco, but he couldn't come back far enough to make a catch.
That is the degree of difficulty on that throw. That's a 10+. Rolling to the right, throwing it off the back foot over your left shoulder and over the middle of the field. That's a risky throw. Anything late over the middle, you got to watch because those are the ones that are easily picked off. No one in the area there, fortunately for Raitt, but I don't think that Jeff Moore is going to like him to make those throws too often.
If I can take a nod to the World Series game going on tonight, looked like Sam Raitt was a shortstop throwing a football from the shortstop hole in left field there. Short gain on the handoff to number 20, Ben Plumley.
And Beeren, a good one-on-one tackle, watching the hip level and bringing down Plumley. And we saw this on the last couple of drives, John, the tempo from the BG offense. And they've been going with this same formation. Trips to the one side and Hisco all alone. And look at this, solo coverage. Tavon Olson one-on-one in a bump and run set. No safety help. It is man on man. Who wants it more here?
Keep an eye, top of the screen. Raitt fires. It is almost picked off. Getting inside the intended receiver, Tavon Olson knocked it down, intended for Hisco.
And we knew it was going to be a battle royale there. Mano-a-mano, and Olson almost came away with the game's first turnover.
Double move there, though, Matt, and it could have been 6.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna see the punt team as Bishop Guertin is now 1 for 4 on third downs, and that's got to be a win already for the Nashua South defense with 1:47 left in the first quarter, as they allowed 7 for 16 last week in the win against Londonderry. And again, they've given up 1 for 4 thus far.
Yeah, if Raitt could have pump faked that and thrown deep to Hisco, he would have been sprung. But instead, great play by Olson. Nice catch on a bounce by Tanner Plord. Plord is plowed out of bounds at the 40. And 1:36 to go in the first quarter. South's got the ball back. So they don't suffer any ill effects. They don't get punished for not scoring on their third possession of the game as they did on the first 2. As Sean Holland and his offense have it. In decent field position once again, first 10 at their 40.
And Nashua South is going to need points in some capacity on this drive if they want to maintain any momentum. Once the score got to 15-6, it's just been back and forth, a couple of punts in each of the last 2 drives for these teams.
Holland in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off Pacheco. Like an oxen on a plow sled, trying to take some tacklers with him. And good job by BG to hold Pacheco to a short gain.
And both teams utilizing the tempo. We're not going to see any huddles tonight. Both out of the shotgun. Both run very similar, quick-paced offenses.
Nose tackle in the middle of the BG line. Sean Colantoni, 295 pounds. And he gets in the kitchen of Holland, flushes him out of the pocket. BG trying to stop him short of the first down marker. They can't. Holland with some nifty footwork on the sideline.
And Holland looking like Carson Wentz last week. I don't know if you were able to watch that Monday night game, but he was wrapped up, a quick turnaround, and even made a man miss one-on-one near the sideline. Holland showing the legs. Coming in, it was Raitt who would be getting all the rave reviews for his legs, but Sean Holland showing, hey, I'm a guy that can do that too.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating to watch from inches away for BG head coach Jeff Moore and his staff. They thought they had Holland trapped on the sideline. Somehow magically he gets the first down. Fires deep down the field, and it is intended for Downing, incomplete. Might have been underthrown there, as in coverage was number 6, Zach Keenan.
And you saw on the play Holland directing traffic, pointing down the field, telling him to cut inside. Just a bit underthrown into that back hip, forcing a slide. That would have been a heck of a catch if he was able to slide and come up with that ball and get in the red zone. But they're still in good shape. Both these teams, we talked about these similar styles of offense. Nashua South here with 3 receivers to the near side and 1 man on the far side. That's Agor.
2nd and 10. Holland fakes to the right, throws screen left. And 30 is Jared Guertin. He has about 5 on the play.
Yeah, the
3rd and 10. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they're going to give him 2, 3, 4. They're going to give him 6 yards on that play as Guertin and Pacheco have been going back and forth. And the different styles, they've been working. Guertin more the outside guy. He'll stay in here on a 3rd down.
Showing blitz, BG. Looked like they were going to bust 2 or 3 up there. And Holland checking off, changing the play at the line. He's going to hand this. No, he's going to fire it over the middle. It is complete to Downing. Downing, stiff arm is free to the 20, 10. Derek Downing is gone for a 43-yard touchdown reception from Sean Holland. Holland with the great decision at the line of scrimmage.
And Downing just making 1 man miss, the speed to the outside, burning his way into the end zone. It's the first 3rd down conversion for Nashua South. They're 1 for 2 on the night, and their first conversion, a big one, as they go up by a score of 21-6, and they're going to try and tack on the extra point with a Josh Martin kick.
Downing, who scored a 2-point conversion earlier, 6 more here with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. The extra point kick is good, and it is Josh Martin with the extra point. 22-6, South has the lead, as you see, with 5 ticks left in the first quarter.
And how about the offense, John?
Yeah.
The Nashua South team has been putting up points in bunches in these last couple of games. They're on pace for 88. I don't think they're going to get there, but with the way that this offense is looking, BG is going to have to make some serious adjustments down the field, especially because the Purple Panthers have been getting plays in big yardage situations, 20-plus yards at once. No answer for Pacheco on the ground, and the rotation of Pacheco and Guertin is able to keep them fresh into the second half, so I expect to see a lot more of the power running as this game progresses.
DD, Derek Downing getting open in the vacated linebacker area of Bishop Guertin's defense. Just a good play call at the line. It appeared that was an audible by Sean Holland, and perfect call for that situation. We know he's a home run hitting quarterback, and we've seen that act before. 43 yards for the touchdown. The run back, Joey Lupo, finds a little bit of a seam, gets it out to about the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Down 2 scores now.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Yep.
And some of my main impressions here is that this Bishop Guertin defensive front, while they've been able to get into the backfield, they have not been able to do anything with that. Holland with the legs and the pocket presence as the senior, the real leader of this team, the unquestioned leader of this Nashua South team as a whole. I mean, he's not going to get flustered. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and he knows this playbook very, very well. He knows exactly where his receivers are going to be on every play, so getting into the backfield is not going to be enough. And the same can be said for the Nashua South defense. You got to get into the backfield against Sam Raitt. He has not been pressured that much. When he's been dropping back, he's been rolling out pretty much on his own, which is industry standard for him throughout the year. So both of these teams getting in the backfield, but you got to do something with it once you're there.
Right, and to be fair or candid about the defense's chances to catch Sam Raitt when he rolls out. Not too good, but putting pressure on him is key, because then we see the passes go awry.
And if you get him moving, by the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, he gets tired, especially if you start to actually bring him down. Yeah,
he returns punts. He's out there all the time.
So you want to make sure you pressure him, get him out of the pocket, even though that's his strength, is moving around and getting out of the pocket. You want to get him uncomfortable in the backfield.
Well, this is his last high school game, right? I mean, he's a senior. They're not going to the playoffs. They don't get to play the Thanksgiving Day game anymore, so it's a big game for Sam Raitt. And a big pass there completed to Plumlee, who's got a first down close to midfield.
And that's exactly how you want to respond. The Cardinals have responded each time that Nashua South has scored with, if not points, big chunks, and making this defense uncomfortable.
Tavon Olson and Tanner Plord on the tackle, but not before the first down.
Switching up the formation here with 2 receivers to each side and Plumlee in the backfield. You got to take the attention off of Hisco a bit to where you can get in a situation like they had in that last drive with the one-on-one play against Tavon Olson.
See if he gets Victor Giletto into the offense here, number 2 on the top of your screen. Of course, the threat Hisco down the bottom also. He's going to go to Hisco, deep down the right sideline, coming back to the ball, broken up, incomplete. Great coverage by Tavon Olson once again.
And Hisco had the ball in his hands. He went up, he high-pointed it, and on the way down, Tavon Olson just ripping it away. Phenomenal coverage, even though he was beat at the high point of the ball.
So that battle resumes here at the bottom of your screen. Tavon Olson, number 2 for the South, against Austin Hisco, best receiver for BG, doing battle. Olson getting the better of that contest in the last play.
And they're going cover 1 deep with just 1 safety, and it's tough with the 3 receivers to the one side. You're forcing the safety to make a decision. And a timeout called by BG.
So Guertin will talk it over. We're just about a half minute into the second quarter of play. Key possession for Bishop Guertin as they'd like to cut down that big lead South and Georgia.
Yeah, they can't fall behind again because they have physically no match for Pacheco and Buren. And then when you get Downing or Amigo in space, their speed takes over. This is pretty much what I expected. Defensively, they have problems, but you know what? On offense, you mentioned about Raitt being uncomfortable in the pocket. The timing is off with the receivers. That's clear. But the thing is I saw the old Sam Raitt. The Sam Raitt I saw as a sophomore on that 12-yard run around the right side, turn on the speed. I think they've gotten away from that with him over the years because they don't want to get him hurt. But I think he's their best runner. And I think the more he does that, the better off Guertin can be in this game. Because the thing is what they have to do, John and Matt, is they got to keep the ball away from South. They got to keep it away from South's offense.
Pressure's on Sam Raitt to score just about every time BG has the ball, as they do here. Raitt fakes the pass, he's going to keep it, and he goes up the middle.
Yeah, you just said it,
Tom.
Up the middle. He does that a lot. I love him around here. He's
I know.
One of the fastest
That's
kids.
his thing.
He's one of the fastest kids on this team and in this school. In Guertin. That's where I think he can really take advantage of it.
Could be 2-down territory here, but see if Raitt can convert on 3rd down. He's got Plumlee, the lone running back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the wide side left. And Hisco at the bottom of your screen to the near side right. Raitt has it. He's trying to find room up the middle. It just isn't there. Gain of maybe 2.
And now 1 for 5 on 3rd downs are the BG Cardinals. That's going to be a number to watch out for the whole game. And you said it, John, 4-down territory. And I think at this stage in the game, down a couple of scores at least, I think you got to go for it here at the middle of the field.
I think you do, but you really hate to say it with 10:30 left in the half that you're in 4-down territory.
Well, with the way that the Nashua South offense has been looking,
that's just a tough situation to be in.
Almost got some movement on that defensive line.
Almost. They did it a couple of times earlier.
Sam Raitt with the hard count in the shotgun. Grabs a nearly errant pass, and he's in trouble. Raitt juking, and he's going to be yards short.
South will take over in good field position again. They've taken over in good field position almost every time except for one possession.
And that was coming off the punt, yeah. So a 4th down turnover there, but Raitt tried to power his way through Brandon Frost, but he was waiting there with open arms. All he had to do was grab him and fall over. He was still 3-4 yards short. You got to have better field awareness and know that you're not going to be able to drag 2-3 guys 4 or 5 yards. You got to get around that outside, especially if you have the speed of Sam Raitt.
He who hesitates is 1 yard short. It looked like Raitt wasn't sure whether he wanted to go up the middle.
John
or
Collins
outside.
is him right there, yeah.
Yep.
I think he just ran. I think he just looked at the options and didn't see much.
Exactly. And great smothering defense by South to stop Raitt. Outside, Amigo with a nice gain on the swing pass.
That's the kid you want touching the ball is Amigo. He's just exceptional.
And both teams have really mixed up the offense. It has not been one-dimensional either way.
Very close to a first down here. They might give it to him when they put the ball down.
We'll see, depending on the spot. Bring it over to the sideline, have him look at it straight. I think with that spot, they're going to go ahead and give it to him.
I think so. Sure looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're looking, and they're going to bring the change. This is the first time that we have seen this in a couple of weeks here. But for Amigo, just going out of bounds there, but getting the ball in space. That's the key for Amigo. Coming into the game, 4th in the state in receiving yards, has not been much of a factor. It's been the running game and Sean Holland thus far. So Amigo fresh and rested here in the second quarter, and we'll see if he's got a first down or not.
I wish I was fresh and rested.
You mean you're not? It's still early on, Tom.
It's Halloween weekend here.
It's not Halloween. It's not Halloween.
The weekend.
It's turned into a whole season,
It's
Tom.
not Halloween yet. Please, come on. Right? It's like you're too excited about this.
Let me guess. You're one of those guys, Tom, who turns the lights off, locks the doors, and ignores all the trick or treaters.
Got it. Usually I have a game on Halloween.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And John, you strike me as the kind that just puts the bowl out front and says, "Take a piece."
Oh no, I like to open the door if I'm home.
What a guy.
Yeah, interact.
What a guy. I'm getting to that age. You know, I've been too old to trick or treat for a little bit now. So
you know, I once lived in the trick or treat capital of New Hampshire. I don't know if you know where that is.
Where
it's
is it?
Quail Estates in Derry, where there are duplexes as far as the eyes can see. It's very less trafficy neighborhood.
So perfect. Yeah.
People would drive up there from all over Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
I ran out of candy there 2 Halloweens in a row, and we had a lot.
Yeah.
But now
you ran out of
it's
candy
like-
because you ate it.
You got to start handing out apples and pencils, being that guy.
That's why you ran out of
Toothbrushes.
candy.
Just start finding stuff around the house. Here's a clothespin.
I buy extra for me, you know.
You have
I
to.
don't dip into the stash. So 2nd down and 1 to go.
Not even.
They called him not even. You're right, inches. Holland the handoff. First down, nifty, 2 nifty moves in a row, and Downing gets loose. He's all the way inside the 25. Now it's a phalanx. Downing showing it all off there. The power running at the end, the nifty feet at the beginning. First down for South.
You think he got the first down there? He made a couple of men miss, juking
I
in
don't know.
and then juking back
the
out.
way these refs are running the game, they may want to measure it.
Oh.
I mean, really.
Zing.
Called out by Tom King.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's just
First
too many
and 10.
penalties.
But now in the red zone, I think they take a shot here early on. They don't want to mess around. Look at that corner coming off the edge, though. That's Raitt.
At the 12, Holland in the shotgun. He's going to hand this off, and again, Downing gets inside the 10, right to the 10, a gain of only 2.
And it's a different situation here in the red zone, but they can get another first down as long as they can get close. So, like I said it on the last play, I don't necessarily think they need to take a shot, but I think with the way this game is going, if you can get it to 28, 29, 30 to 6 here early on in the second quarter, you can really take the game into your own hands with still over 8 minutes to go.
Straight drop, Holling fires it over the middle, a fastball, and it's incomplete off the hands of the intended receiver. That was Downing coming out of the backfield and going over the middle. Downing 5'7", 140. And I harken back to that play where he took like people 5 yards.
I think he's a little heavier than 140. I've met with him up close. I think
BG tacklers agree.
He's got about more 15 pounds. I bet he's 155.
And you got to give credit to Zach Keenan on that play, holding his zone there in the middle and delivering a strong hit, because a good throw from Holland. That ball was in Downing's hands, but a good hit, square in the back, knocked the ball out, kept it out of the end zone, so 3rd down here.
Straight drop. Holland flushed out of the pocket. It's going to be, no, he eludes the tackler. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. A 10-yard run for Sean Holland. Another magic show by number 7.
Well, it's like I said, you got to actually get hands on the quarterback in the backfield. BG did that there, but Holland just shrugging him off. One move to the outside, and he was not to be stopped. And an interesting stat for you, 2 for 3 on 3rd downs are the Nashua South Purple Panthers. They've scored on both of those 3rd down conversions.
Add another 6 points. Josh Martin with the extra point after. Trying to make it 29. And he does.
So last week against Londonderry, they were 2 for 8 on 3rd downs. This week, they're 2 for 3 here early in the 2nd quarter, and they've scored on both of them. And that was one of Coach Knight's keys, was converting on 3rd downs and finishing drives. They've done both of those in one.
John Collins along with Matt Neverett and Tom King. We are 8:37 remaining first half, and Nashua South has taken control of this game, ahead 29-6 on the great decision-making and strong arm of Sean Holland.
I would be shocked if you don't go to running time.
Right.
And I mean, coming into this game, that was something that was a possibility. But with the way that Bishop Guertin played Nashua North, you kind of want to think differently about that. But Nashua South is a very different team, even than when we saw them play Nashua North. This would be win number 7 in a row for them. And that offense, again, they've scored 40-plus points in each of the last 4 weeks.
Defensively, it's just not a good matchup for BG. That's how it works out.
Have not been able to get any pressure on Holland. And even when they did on that last drive, Holland shrugged it off and ran in for the touchdown.
Martin kicks it away. It's going to come down at the 16-yard line. Joey Lupo cuts to the right, but a nice tackle ahead of everybody downfield was David Barnett, the junior, makes the tackle.
And that's how you earn your playing time,
yeah,
especially here late in the season heading into the playoffs. Barnett, the gunner on the outside on the far side of your screen, and he just came down there like a whirling dervish and got the hands on the feet of Lupo and brought him down, keeping it at the 27-yard line here. And Nashua South, a 23-point lead with 8:34 left in the 2nd quarter. And it's a huge stop here. If they're able to get into running time in the first half, that'll make things go a whole lot smoother heading into the playoffs.
Sam Ray looking to pass, pulls it down, keeps it. Short gain on the play. On his back with the tackle for South was number 74, Derek Chiavelli. So it'll be 2nd and 7. They call that a gain of 3 for Rate, who's again got 3 receivers to the right, and his number 1 guy, Hisco, at the top of your screen, split left. Sam Ray trying to lead his team down the field and cut into this deficit. Fires it complete to Hisco. He is just short of the first down yards to gain.
Now, the one thing you haven't seen tonight, though, is the patented slant play that Guertin runs so well.
One time
it didn't go. It was a misconnection, wasn't it? Or was it?
It was the one that Olsen got in front of, yeah.
Right,
that's
knocked
right.
it down. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
right. It was a misconnection.
And that's been a really fun matchup to watch so far.
It was almost picked off.
Yeah, Olsen and Hisco has been a great matchup, and we've seen a lot of it tonight. It's Agor on Hisco on this play, but the way that Olsen has manned up against the best receiver of the Cardinals.
He's done a fabulous job.
He has done great, especially in the bump and run tight coverage. But he's on the near side of your screen.
Rolling right. Rate fires it incomplete at the feet of the intended receiver, Lupo. That
yeah,
play really
threw it
never
to
had
a
a chance.
crowd. Never had a chance. Too many players. These 3 defenders, 22, 21, 31. Pacheco was one of them. I mean, they had a lot of guys in that area, and that's just a little bit too much to ask for. I think if Ray's going to throw the ball, I think he almost threw it away, basically.
So I said on that completion by Hisco, he was a yard short. Apparently they gave
him the first down. Yeah,
on forward progress.
And here we go. Near side of your screen. It's Hisco and it's Olsen. No safety help.
The keeper, Rate, up the middle. He's got a decent gain there on 2nd down, but shy of the first down yardage. It'll be 3rd down and 4. We had a game league official in the booth today, and you can take this away, Matt, for your great future career in broadcasting. He says, never say that the officials gave the running back the yardage. He earned it. Don't use that verb. But we all use it.
Yeah.
Oh, he gives him the first down.
No, we say it because it's their judgment where the ball's marked.
I agree.
That's why we say it.
I didn't want to say.
So tell that ref he's full.
Well, you can tell him next
All
game.
right.
Another 4th down upcoming, though.
Yes.
It's a judgment call where the knee goes down or where the ball's marked.
True.
So sorry.
I'm sticking up for the broadcast. I like it, Tom. That's it.
He's got our back.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sticking up for you.
He might want to change that.
It's complete to Hisco, but he needed to get to the 47, and he's down at the 45.
Yeah, the problem is you try to make use of space, but Hisco cuts back inside. There was no space.
Yeah, I disagree with that play call. You need a couple of yards on a 4th down. It's do or die.
Tell the guy who made it. He's about 30 feet to your left.
But I think on those plays, you got to be going. You got to be getting forward. You can't be going back to go forward. Even with the guy like Hisco who can make players miss, you got to be across the 1st down marker when you complete that pass.
Yeah, I like
Panthers
the point.
will,
You got to maybe when you catch it, you want the 1st down then. And
it just makes it so much easier because then you have to rely on a couple of different things to happen, and that's not taking anything away from Austin Hisco. He's a great receiver, great with the ball in his hands. He makes guys miss. But you're asking, I think, too much of him, especially heading back towards the middle of the field where the bulk of the defenders are. I think you got to be down the field. You got to complete that pass across the 1st down line. So now Bishop Guertin 1 for 6 on 3rd downs, 0 for 2 on 4th downs, and on the converse side, Nashua South 2 for 3 on 3rd downs. Haven't attempted a 4th down conversion yet. They've scored on their 2 3rd down conversions, so it's been a tale of 2 teams when it comes to converting late in drives, and we knew that was going to be something that Coach Knight and his staff were keying on. They've done a great job of it, and they get the ball in Bishop Guertin territory to start the drive with a chance to go up by 30-plus here in the 2nd quarter.
35 points is the magic mark for running time.
And the touchdown here would get it.
And it would do it. So we'll see what happens. Sean Holland fakes the handoff. Under pressure, screen left. Agor to the sideline, forced out after 1st down yardage.
Nashua South emptying out the playbook, trying different things to different guys, inside, outside.
9 yards, sorry.
Focus on Holland, focus on Amigo, focus on Agor. They've really just been trying a lot of things out. When you have a big lead and you know you're in the playoffs, you can really get away with doing a lot of different things. And this is going to be a huge game for the future of the team, especially if they can maintain this huge lead.
2nd and 1, Holland, straight drop, looks left, then right, back down the middle, complete, Downing at the 5,
He's in.
Into the end zone for a touchdown, a 36-yard touchdown play, no flags, Sean Holland to Derek Downing for 6 more points.
And Downing has been making guys miss all night. A big one once he got inside the 10, but he was in space. Holland stood in there and took the pressure like a champ. He was hit hard after the throw. Nashua South, we talked about it. They're clicking on all cylinders. They've got 35 points pending an extra point. We're not even at the half yet.
Wow. Derek Downing has 14 points all by himself. 2-point conversion and 2 touchdowns on pass receptions. That one is another good kick by Josh Martin and makes it a 36-6. There you see 30-point margin of advantage. I guess our math was a little off, right? It has to be 35 for running time?
That's why we're broadcasters and not engineers. I don't think anybody wants us to do it, man.
30-point game, so they got one more to go.
One more
there
to
we
go.
Tom's our math guy.
Plus, with Sam Rate's ability, you would think maybe he can sneak another score in here before the half ends. So we'll see how Bishop Guertin does with the football when they receive this kick. But how impressive was that play again by Sean Holland? I thought I saw his eyes dart from one sideline to the other, then found the receiver open in the middle.
And that's the sign of an advanced quarterback when you can look off the coverage like that. You go through your progressions because Downing on that play had to have been either the first or second option. But when you can look off the safety.
Maybe even the third.
Yeah, but when you can look off the safety and open up some space over the middle, that was really one of the first, if if not the first time, that Holland has just taken a three or five step drop and then had a lot of time in the pocket. He's been rolling out. They've been using a lot of different offense out of the play action. That was the first time that we've really seen him just take a couple of steps back and survey the field, and that's a college NFL progression and
really
a read
is,
there.
Especially when you think of how hard he gunned that football, but it was right where it needed to be.
On the money.
On the money for Derek Downey. Lupo's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 30. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
And how about the play of Brendan Frost, the junior linebacker? He's made a bunch of huge tackles on the defense. He's made a couple of big special teams tackles like we saw there, just throwing Lupo down on his own sideline. He is a man on a mission tonight, and he has imposed his will on this BG team. Even if he hasn't gotten the ball, he has been great at holding him down, and we're going to get a penalty, it looks like, maybe on the celebration, so maybe hurting his team a little bit.
Personal foul
it's on
against
BG.
Guertin.
So something after the play.
Maybe somebody reacted to the tackle on the sideline over there, but it's going to be a big 15-yarder, and this is going to make it more difficult for Sam Ray to get down and get the second score.
And that can't happen when you're down by this much. The momentum now all of a sudden is all Nashua South.
Yeah.
You have a chance to start a drive near your own 30-yard line. All of a sudden you're backed up within your own 20 after that personal foul.
Yeah, personal foul reminds me, big controversy in football right now over the hit last night that knocked Flacco out of the game. Kiko Alonso. You guys are the sports talk guys.
The slide rule created that penalty.
He was giving himself up,
But
it put Flacco in a spot
the
where his head
slide
was
rule
more
puts
vulnerable.
the quarterback in a spot where it's more vulnerable. They've got to do something about that.
I think that
I don't know though. I mean, you know,
look,
you can get cracked ribs when you stand up and take a hit from a pro safety. You know,
I think the argument is old school versus new school. Really, you know, you talk to guys like Deion Sanders, Ronnie Lott, some of those guys
on the keeper.
Yeah.
Big gainer. He finds a hole. One man to beat. Ray jukes to the right. Still on his feet. Sam Ray at the 50. Sam Ray trying to make it down the sideline. A huge gainer into south territory. 1st and 10.
That's their best weapon.
Yeah, you call that.
That's their best weapon.
And you said it earlier, Tom. That was up the middle.
Yep, that's their best weapon. You know, get him to the outside, though.
Which he
the
did.
hole was there, but get him
thyself
outside.
to the outside, and he did after that huge hole up the middle. That's the biggest hole that Sam Ray has seen in the middle of the line in this game.
And that's the way to respond. Your team goes down by 30 points.
42-yard run.
Your team goes down big. Take it on your own shoulders, especially after that penalty. That was huge.
And on your finale as a senior quarterback, that handoff goes nowhere, however, and will be just about no gain to Plumlee, 2nd and 10. So my read on it is that Alonso had time to adjust so not to hit him in the head.
I think it's
tough.
tough.
It was purposeful.
I think it's tough just because, you know, football's played in real time. It's a very fast game, lots of moving parts, and we have the advantage of taking a look at it after the fact in slow motion, seeing every step, every quick split-second decision. But when you're in that moment, it's really tough to adjust, especially when you're a linebacker trained to go after quarterbacks like that.
I'll give you my read on it, and I'll tell you why. There's a big hole up the middle. Ray runs into the safety, and he gets tackled from behind. Sam Ray with another brilliant run. Baseball background, takes 1/10 of a second to hit a fastball. And I know it's static rotational reaction time as a batter as opposed to full body movement as a safety, but if you run a 4.5 40, you can go 5 yards in half a second, which is 5 times 5 fastballs. To me, Alonso looked like a batter adjusting to a low fastball, driving his shoulder down to where the helmet was, and he hit a home run. He intended to do that. And I don't care what anybody says about not enough time to adjust. Had plenty for a pro safety with his reflexes and skills. Plenty of time to dive over the top of him at the last second.
I will say that with the way that it was called in real time, I agree with the officiating decision with the penalty, but not to eject him. He didn't go head-to-head. It wasn't malicious. It was just a little too aggressive.
And the NFL will suspend him.
I think there will be something taken, if not a suspension, at least a small fine.
No, it won't be a small fine. He'll be 4
I think Ndamukong Suh's going to get a fine as well.
Oh, yeah.
He could get suspended
another
as
one.
well.
I think, Suh has more of a chance of getting suspended.
He's got more of a track record.
I think they fine Alonso, suspend Suh for his neck grab and throwdown of Ryan Mallett.
You got a player down.
Yeah, that's a good point. That happened later in the game. The big guy
That's Colin Tony.
Yeah, for BG.
He's going to try and stay in. He was
limping
normally
around,
they
he's
make
not
you
coming
come
out.
out, but he was able to get up
He's
in
able
time.
to get up just in time.
It's that left ankle, something to keep an eye on.
3 receivers to the left for Rate. Third down and 3. Key play again. Up the middle and a first down. Believe that's Plumlee at the bottom of the pile, and it is.
And just the second third down conversion in 7 attempts for BG. This one comes in the red zone, and it would be a huge possession here if they were able to get points.
First and goal for the Cardinals.
Trying to cut into this 36-6 deficit. The BG offense on the move here with goal to go from the 9-yard line. Victor Giletto is wide to the left. You may hear the assistant coaches for BG on the headsets to our left, talking to the staff and the players down on the field. Looking to his right to pass it. It is almost intercepted. Pass was intended for Lugo. Late flag here. What is that? It's got to be some sort of a personal foul after the play.
Late hit, I think.
Great diving interception attempt by Tyler Bernard, who got right in the passing lane. Tavon Olsen looks like he's said about something. I don't know if the call's against him. Defenseless receiver, maybe? Was it somebody that I'm looking at the ball?
I think he might have gotten hit in the head
by one of the safety help.
Yes,
there?
I think so.
And they've been listening to us talk about Kiko Alonso.
Right. Very conscious of the targeting. It is the Achilles heel of football. It has some people predicting that, it won't be around in 20, 30 years. The head trauma that it can cause.
It's costing Guertin right now because they have a lot of concussions, even though they take a lot of precautions.
Yeah.
And their numbers are way down. I think that's one of the reasons why.
So it's first and goal from the 4-yard line now. Timeout.
Meanwhile, South has done a great job.
South calls their first time out of the
They're
half.
proud of their teams are now keeping track of how many. And South is proud of how they've handled their situation.
They're down. Their numbers.
Guertin has a more, from what I understand. I
You're
don't
talking
know
about concussion numbers?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Guertin has a tougher protocol. They have a very, very tough protocol. Tougher, I think, than, according to Jeff Moore, tougher than most other teams or other schools. So, and they can't be anywhere near the field if they have a concussion. They can't even be on the sidelines. A civilian clothes are in. They got to be far away.
Right.
But their protocol is a little bit more in depth from what I'm told.
And with the prevention of concussions, it starts at the youth level, teaching how to tackle, the correct way to tackle. Athletic base, hips down and head up.
Game. Let's practice. I'll tackle.
I'm willing and ready. I'm willing and ready. But I mean,
Yes.
it starts at that youth level of teaching your kids how to tackle. It's not even about at the high school level. It's about how they learn the game.
Raid trying to follow, blocked by Plumlee, but the defensive front for South gets in the backfield and stacks up the BG quarterback for, I believe, no gain on the play.
And that was an
Or
interesting,
maybe a loss.
That was an interesting formation with the three-man stack on the far side. Kind of knew something was up. Whenever they've been bunching the receivers and not spreading them out as much, it's because they're staying into block for Sam Raitt. And on that near side, I think they keep going back to that unless they're going to throw a slant route to Hisco, who's split out very, very wide. Tavon Olsen bump and run, something to watch at the bottom of your screen.
3 receivers bunched near side. He's going to go to the right side. Hisco off the fingertips, off the palms, incomplete.
He
did.
That's a great throw. Again, you put it in a spot, if you're Sam Raitt, where only your receiver can get it.
And that's it. That's where it was.
You don't want to give anybody else a chance. Hisco was able to get the hand on it, and then he actually almost got it on the way down.
He did.
But a big third down coming up. Even after the penalty, they are bumped back to the 5-yard line. This will be third down attempt number 8 on the game.
You see Giletto and Lupo and also Zach Keenan split here near side to the bottom right of your screen, and then Hisco's up top on the short side left, looking to the wide right.
He's going to start to
Hisco
run,
said he was open, and Raitt unable to
I think
find
when
anybody.
you're Sam Raitt and you're looking that far, I think it's time to take off with it.
Yeah, Hisco's upset because he's usually the go-to guy, and he said he was open in the corner of the end zone, waving, trying to get Raitt's attention.
And very rarely, if ever, have we seen Raitt hold on to the ball without at least rolling out this season.
He had all that time.
Yeah. 4th down and 4.
Got to go for it.
And they will, of course.
Looks like they're going to have a pass, but there's always the option with Rate to take off. And look at Giletto. Far right side on the bottom of your screen, split out wide, and he's covered by Olsen. That leaves Hisco up top, covered by Agor.
It's a difficult pass, though, about 40 yards away to go to the wide side. He's going to near side, and it is incomplete by Agor. He's going to come out of the end zone with it. And he's tackled at about the 17. Tony Agor with a nice play.
Was Hisco in the corner?
Yeah, that was Hisco on a fade route.
And
not
Agor
open
read
that time.
Agor read it that time.
And we've been praising Rate for his ability to put the ball over top of his receiver's head, put it in an area where only he can get it. Makes a big mistake there, right into the waiting arms of Agor. And how about the anticipation of the cornerback there to take that one out of the end zone? Doesn't quite get back to the 20-yard line, but it took an extraordinary effort from the speedy Hisco to bring him down.
The thing is Agor is athletic and fast. I think he probably thought he had sideline all the way down for pick 6.
It was worth a shot. 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Up 36-6,
With 2:20 to go in the first half, as you can see.
I think they stay aggressive. Go for another score here. Get it into running time with a touchdown.
Corner blitz, but it's a handoff to Jarrett Buren, who is close to a first down. Gets it.
Buren, the senior captain on a senior night. 18 Purple Panthers playing their last regular season home game, and they will be playing against Pinkerton here at Stellos next week.
We already know.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's an advantage and a disadvantage coming into the game, but Nashua South has responded well.
Holland to Amigo. Slips a tackle, still on his feet, and out of bounds near midfield.
Nice stiff arm there from Amigo. He's shown a host of moves tonight. A couple of big jukes and a huge stiff arm to break off a big chunk of yardage. And they're going for the jugular here. They're going for the touchdown. Start the second half off in running time.
1st and 10 at their 45. Sean Holland again has the South offense on the move as they look to the sideline for the play call.
And a wide open defensive set here with 3 down linemen.
And if we get running time, Matt, you can introduce number 69 for South into the game for me. If you've got the pronouncer, be my guest.
It's
one of the sophomore players on the roster for the Panthers, who will be no doubt a factor next season.
Prudvi Sidabatula.
Thank you.
There you go.
If you can fit that in the back of uniform, even more power to you.
Be one of those guys in the NFL, first and last name.
Holland looks right, throws deep down the sideline, and it is received. It is a ball it's fought for, but it's going to be a reception by Tavon Olsen, who wins the battle against Vic Giletto.
And ripped away. A little 2-on-2 battle on the outside. And that's a 50-50 ball that was just manhandled away from Tavon Olsen.
Shades of Julio Jones and Butler.
You wouldn't be able to tell that it's a 30-point lead for Nashua South with the way that they're playing on this drive.
Amigo grabs it. He's knocked to the turf inbounds at the 16.
And look at the tempo.
A gain of about 7.
Look at the tempo. They're hustling up to the line of scrimmage. They're trying to get near the end zone. Still over a minute left with the clock running, but they're trying to get close so that they can punch it in near the half. And Nashua South gets the ball coming out of halftime as well.
Holland takes the handoff, the fake, and throws it to Amigo. A slant in the slot. It is completed for a first down. And it's going to be 1st and goal to go inside the 10 for the Panthers.
And Amigo is open there because Sam Wright came in on a corner blitz and immediately had to turn around and retreat. But Zach Keenan filling in for Wright defensively there. Good job of preventing a touchdown in the zone coverage.
Giletto got hurt on the play, apparently. He's trotting off to the sideline. They're going to need a new cornerback.
And safety help on the far side, so that eliminates any fade route possibilities.
Holland throws to Amigo, and he's in for 6 points. Alex Amigo with a 7-yard touchdown reception from Holland.
You get the ball in Amigo's hands there, it's going to be 6. He doesn't not score from inside the 10 once he has the ball in his hand.
And they found ways, the looks have been similar. It's been basically just a screen pass with Amigo moving to the outside, but they've found ways to mix it up and disguise it. They've done a couple on like that play where they fake a handoff and then immediately dump it down to him. But finding ways to get Amigo the ball in space has been a key for Nashua South all year. They've got 42 points already, awaiting the extra point.
Josh Martin has been perfect tonight, and it is another good point after touchdown. Kicked through by Martin, 43-6. It is now a 37-point advantage for the Panthers. And by rule in the NHIAA, they have running time where the clock only stops for a score.
Not yet. Second half.
Or an injury.
It's only the second half. You don't
sorry.
usually see games like this in the first half.
Right.
But Nashua South, they put up 48 against Timberlane in a win on the 29th of September. That's been their high output of the year offensively. They're going to break that tonight.
Not out of the realm of possibility that BG could score in the next 52 seconds.
Oh, definitely.
Not out.
So we'll see what they do.
With the way that Rate has put up plays in big chunks, he could get it. He could break one off 40, 50 yards, maybe even take it into the end zone. But as long as he's able to get close, they do have the leg of Matt Hauntsman if they want to get some points going into the half, with the Panthers getting the ball coming out of the break.
Josh Martin tees it up at the 40 again. Lupo is back as the return man for the Cardinals. He picks up the ground ball at the 16, cuts to the right, and gang tackled just beyond the 30.
And that's about all you can ask on that return. Get it past,
yards
get it past the
upfield.
30-yard line. Give your team a chance.
Right.
And it's going to be on Rate here. I think that they got to go for something. You know, normally if it was a closer game, I'd say run the ball 2 or 3 times, take the halftime break, go in and make some adjustments. But I think they got to try and go downfield. Even if they were to turn the ball over on an interception or a fumble, it's not going to matter that much here with only 46 seconds left.
But, you know, especially for the sophomores on the sideline and even the seniors that are playing their last game, they don't want running time. They don't want a full football game, and that puts the pressure on Rate to score here in the next 46 seconds, or else that is what we will have in the second half. Rate in the shotgun. There's a couple of receivers piggybacked near side. He's going to run it, and he's hit hard down inside the 35. Short gain of 2.
And they're keeping up the tempo, trying to get off.
Gain of 1.
Trying to get off a couple of more plays before the half. Give your team a look heading into the second half. Hisco, one-on-one on the near side. Look to go to him.
2nd and 9. Rate throws to the left. Hisco is tackled after another short gain for the Cardinals.
So they're going to try and get one more play off here before the half.
You would think,
They're
but
going to need to hustle up.
Don't
here.
think that's going to happen.
We'll see. Lining up.
Oh, they will.
They're going to try.
they snap it.
Just in time.
About a half second left. Rate looking for an opening. He's going to be sacked. It is the end of the first half. Nashua South with an exclamation point as they are playoff bound and showing why, up 43-6 after the first 2 quarters here at Stellos.
Yeah, and it was a 15-6 score at one point, and a couple of drives going back and forth. It looked like it was anybody's game, but the Nashua South just putting the pedal to the metal on the offensive side of the ball. A couple of big defensive stops, especially near the goal line. They've been really clicking on all cylinders coming into this week. 6 straight wins. They're looking to make it number 7 and making a huge statement with 43 points in the first half.
It is going to be a very colorful halftime here at Stellos Stadium. As I can see, band members are dressed in Halloween garb, trick-or-treat garb here at Stellos. We'll have some close-ups down on the field of the performers. John Collins along with Matt Nevert and Tom King will take a break from our commentary here at halftime, but more to come here on Nashua ETV. 43-6, South leads at the half.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2017 Bishop Guertin High School Cardinal Marching Band and their field show, The Magic of Motown, featuring I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Dancing in the Street, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Get Ready, and I Want You Back. The band is under the direction of Mr. Brian Stark and is assisted by Mrs. Amanda Stark, with percussion instruction by Chief Master Sergeant Dave Long, USAF and Drill Sergeant design by Dr. Ron Fussell. The ensemble is conducted by drum majors Matt Cortez and Bridget Nail. Please welcome the Marching Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Marching Cardinals.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Now entering the field is the Nashua High School South Panther Marching Band and Color Guard. The Panthers, under the direction of drum majors Chelsea Columbus and Ben Talarski, and Color Guard Captain Brenna Delano. Assistant directors are Natalie Spots and Thomas Sousa. Percussion instructor is Charles Davis, assisted by Tim Morrow. The visual designer is Tom Sousa, and the band director for the Nashua South Band is Tony Coronas. The Nashua South Panther Marching Band and Color Guard presents its 2017 fall show, A Rockin' Good Time, featuring Play That Funky Music by Wild Cherry, I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett, and Talkin' Out of the Side of Your Neck by Cameo. We hope you enjoy the show. gentlemen, at this time we would like to recognize the following South Band seniors. Alyssa Alfano, Natasha Booley, Chelsea Columbus, Brenna Delano, Bennett Hamilton, Adam Lehman, Kelsey Lutchman, Molly Plaisted, Brandon Ruiz, Andrew Seymour, Jessica Solis, and Ava Sewell. Congratulations to the Nashua South Band seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, how about another nice round of applause for the Nashua High School South Band and Color Guard.
Welcome back to Stello Stadium here at halftime. South leading 43-6, as you can see. And when you see numbers like that, you figure it must be the Sean Holland show again. And you got some stats to back it up there, Matt.
Yeah, thanks to our very own Tom King. I'm going to take credit for this one, Tom.
Yeah.
Sean Holland, 12 of 14.
No, I've corrected it. 13 of 15.
Oh, 13 of 15.
217.
Even better.
He gave me the wrong numbers to make me sound bad. But 13 for 15, 217, and 3 of those 13 completions have gone for touchdowns. He's been efficient with the arm and with the legs, escaping the pressure and making plays by himself should need be. But the stat that I'm looking at mostly, guys, is Nashua South 2 for 3 on third downs. Not only have they only had 3 third down chances, they have converted twice and scored on both of them. Bishop Guertin, meanwhile, is 2 for 8 on third downs and 0 for 2 on fourth down. So it's been a tale of two sides. Nashua South limited opportunities on third down, but they've taken advantage of them and had big plays with touchdowns on both of their conversions.
Well, we've just thrown running time into Tom King's trick-or-treat bag, and he's just thrilled. He's skipping down the street.
He's doing numbers right now. There's a lot of them.
Yes.
Go pick up his column
So
in
if
the
you
National.
leave him alone, he might be able to finish before the end of the game.
Go pick up the fruits of his labor tomorrow morning in the Nashua Telegraph. Yeah.
That's what I told you last Friday night. I said, you want the stats, buy a paper.
Oh,
Hey, I buy one every week. And I'll throw a little self-plug in there. Tom King will join me at around 8 o'clock tomorrow, the Saturday Sports Report on WSMN 1590 AM. You can listen on WSMN1590.com or find us on Facebook at WSMN 1590 Nashua on Facebook. I'll be streaming live. I'll be wearing my jersey of the week. And you can probably guess which one it's going to be with the World Series Game 3 going on right now. It's the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs and a runner on third with the Astros.
He's keeping close eye on it.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotta keep tabs on it.
Yeah.
And that Game 2 was one for the ages, one of the best, if not the best, World
tremendous.
Series games ever. Yeah.
Nashua South has piled up 341 yards of total offense in the first half.
Wow. They had 363 last week, so almost outgaining themselves in an entire game in just half number one.
Well, that 363 was their first string. I did not total up the entire offense.
So
that
probably
that
closer
night.
to 500 at that point.
Because they don't, they're not using their entire offense.
Yeah,
So.
and I mean we'll see how it changes. I think that they give their starters a drive at least here in half number 2, get them coming out. You don't want to get them stretched and warmed up for nothing, but we'll see how it affects the game plan. This will only be the second kickoff reception of the day for Nashua South.
How about that?
It's been all Panthers all the way.
Yeah. Although as it's BG kicking off to let South take possession, the rich get richer. And this is the education station. We have a new richest man in the world. Do you know this?
Who would that be?
Jeff Bezos.
I was going to
of
say
Amazon.
it's not you or me.
$90 billion. Jeff Bezos gained $7 billion overnight because of the stock market surge for his company. Returned by Alex Amigo to the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
And it's been the Panthers in all facets of the game. You see Amigo with a great return there, getting them near the 30-yard line. It's been Holland on the offense, again, 13 for 15, 217 through the air, and 3 touchdowns. And Amigo, Biren, Pacheco, and Downing doing a ton of damage.
The question is, who do we have out there for Nashua South?
Yes.
And
It doesn't look like Holland.
it doesn't look like Holland.
It's not
no.
Sean Holland.
No.
Well, so the first team is
Dante Young.
done.
And Young is aptly named a sophomore at 5'8" and 129.
He's got some growing to do.
Yep.
It's all right. Looking like me out there playing high school ball.
And he's calling some plays at the line, keeping his team moving, same pace as Sean Holland would do in the no-huddle offense. 3 players bearing down on Dante Young, just got it away in time to avoid the sack. John Champion, the intended receiver, incomplete.
But with that incomplete pass, clock does not stop.
Notice.
Keeping it going. And for Young, his first throw of the game, he saw the pressure in his face from the other quarterback, Sam Raitt. And just you can tell a young quarterback, a quick decision to throw, and he put a little too much on it over the top. And we're going to have some fun here in the second half, trying to piece together the names and the numbers of the second and probably third string guys once they get in.
Young sends Benjamin Levine in motion. Levine's got the carry, and he is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Good move by Scott Knight, in my opinion, to take most of his starters out of the game. No reason. The game's not, it's already
It's going to end
decided.
quickly with running time.
It's going to end quickly with running time. And your
No
starters
risk of injury for your starters.
Exactly.
Going to play
You're
Pinkerton
all
here
set.
next Saturday.
You're all set. Smartest thing you can do.
Yeah.
And
8 days from now.
I think the fact that they know who, when, and where they are playing, it was almost a disadvantage coming in because you don't want to look ahead. But now that you are pretty much locked in, you're good to go. You know the result. You can really start thinking ahead.
Yeah, you can.
Handoff is to Brendan Frost. End around, gets the first down. Actually, they had the first down. It's first down carry of about 4 yards. Call it 2nd and 5 or 6.
And we saw Frost in the first half making plays on the defense and special teams, now getting in on the action on the other side of the ball.
Young hands the ball off to Levine, up the middle. And he has a first down and more inside BG territory to the 45-yard line.
Found a big split in that Cardinals defensive front, and that's been the problem for BG this entire game, is they've not been able to maintain any kind of pressure in the middle of the field. Their line has just been getting separated. The South offensive line really having their way in the middle of the hash marks.
Young is going to hand it off again. Again, it's Levine, who's had several carries already here in the third quarter. Ben Levine in the secondary before he's tackled.
For Levine,
huge gain.
5'5", $150.
Yeah.
But he runs with the legs. He stays low. You can get away with a lot more, and you're harder to find as well at that height.
Another handoff. Levine trying to go around the right side, and he's driven to the turf after a short gain. It'll bring up third and about 1.
And that's where that weight is at a disadvantage. He went into that pile and was immediately stuffed and knocked back. You can only do so much when you're running into about 3-4 players and you only weigh 150 pounds.
That's right. And at this stage of the game, with the score the way it is, Scott Knight telling Dante Young that he'd rather not throw it, but he will throw here on third down. It's incomplete.
And again, the mark of a young quarterback. He rushed the throw with the pressure in his face. And they're going to leave the offense out on the field, it looks like.
I would imagine,
I like the look. I like the look. You're kind of in no man's land there. You don't want to punt from inside your own 40-yard line. And who knows, you may as well see what Young can do after getting pummeled on his first 2 dropbacks.
Young will hand it off to Levine. He has a first down. Needed to get across the 35, and he did just that. First and 10 for South.
It's the first time they've gone for it on 4th down, and they've converted. 2 for 4 on 3rd downs are the Purple Panthers.
Just basically keep things running. This clock does not stop again to move the chains. 7:01. We've already gone,
halfway.
Well, not quite. Almost. You're thinking 15-minute.
Right up the middle. And again, Levine getting all the carries here in the third quarter and doing a great job.
And if you think about it, even without the running time, the clock would move pretty quickly just with the way that the game is going. You're going to get a lot of runs, not too many passes. And the passes that you are going to throw, if you're Nashua South, are going to be short and pretty much over the middle. So even without the running time, this second half would go quickly.
Levine up the middle, slipped 1 tackle and get very close to another first down. Call it a gain of 9 on the play. Maybe 2nd and 1.
So now we're halfway, John.
Yeah. And we're just seeing a lot of handoffs to number 8.
Just the difference of a play and a half, we'll say.
In the backfield, BG with a stick and might be a half-yard short of the first down. Let's see if he earned. Nope. Loss in the play, 3rd and 2.
And I think we see a similar look. BG with only 3 down linemen here and 3 linebackers going with a 3-3-5 West Virginia type look.
Yeah.
Going to try and draw them off sides, change the play call, but I expect to see another run as some pressure comes in on the top of your screen.
Dropping it is Young. It squirts away from it. It's picked up by Guertin. And with nothing but running room is number 6, Zachary Keenan. He's going to go the distance. An 85-yard fumble return for touchdown for Zachary Keenan.
How about that?
And I think the wind knocked that one out of Young's hands. He was in some open space, faked the handoff. No one touched him. He just kind of dropped it. He has not looked good in his limited action. A couple of incompletions that have not been close, and then just sort of coughing that ball up, and it results in an easy score for Keenan. I think you and I could have run that one in, John.
I think so. He had a big head start.
I probably could. They would have caught me.
I was going to say, yeah, Tom might have had some trouble, but John and I
you and John are much more.
would have had a better look.
We're not surgically impaired like Tom is over there.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Are you?
I had a knee, yeah.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
It's all right.
Young man.
I haven't had any operations.
Oh, you just have a brace or something going on?
I don't even have the brace
So
on.
I'm the only surgically
Wow,
operated
you are.
one,
Yeah.
What'd you have?
I blew my knee up on a go-kart, so I had to get my knee put back
Was it
together.
an ACL thing?
No, just a dumb 15-year-old thing,
Yeah, another never move.
Would you expect anything more, though?
No.
BG forced to call the timeout on the extra point. Too many men on the field.
Really?
Set to kick off at 1 o'clock.
So awaiting the 2-point conversion here.
Good luck to the cheer team.
May as well go for it. Just, work some extra plays in the playbook. Keep the kicker off the field. Try and see what you can develop some of these younger guys heading into next season.
I want to say quick congratulations to the playoff-bound South and their coaching staff. The head coach, Scott Knight, assistants Bill Monson and Matt Froment. JV coaches are Ray DeRusha and Colin Scoggins. Freshman coaches Matt DeTola and Mike Harris. And their managers, Andrew Pinkela and Cameron Reinbold. The conversion try, looking for 2 points here, Sam Raitt. Looks to his right immediately, fires a dart, and it's complete to Hisco for 2.
So take the minor victories. You get a defensive touchdown and a forced turnover, and then you convert on the 2-point conversion with your 2 best players for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And that one was seamless, just a quick boom, boom, 2 points.
First string unit.
This is my problem with the running time rule. It's 5:14. The clock is stopped. Why? Keep it going.
Yep.
Right, keep it going. They should not.
Did you ask for 2 pieces of candy when you went up to the door as a kid? Like, did you ask for 2?
No, I just took it
You're
out.
getting greedy now. You got the running time.
I just took
now
it-
you want it when
I
they
just-
score even.
I just took it out of other people's bags. This is why. In hockey, you score, they still play it. The clock still ticks.
That's true.
You have penalties in hockey, the clock still ticks.
Yeah. Well, that ice time is so valuable, though.
This is
Keep the
not.
running time.
This is not. You're paying for it regardless.
Are you?
Yeah. So this is
You?
not.
You paying for it?
No.
No.
You may be as a taxpayer in Hudson, and a taxpayer in Nashua. Maybe I am too. But
Oh, yeah.
We got to get Tom King on the rules committee here.
I swear.
but seriously, the running time. Why stop the clock?
Right.
Just got to write a strongly worded letter.
You get a kid hurt, fine.
Tom, I enjoy this job so much. I'm gonna give $2,000 back to Nashua.
Yeah,
Today,
you and
right?
me both, right? Exactly.
It is returned to about the 30. Make that the. Hate to see somebody down.
That's
he's
Keenan.
Keenan, and
It
he's
was
up.
Keenan, yeah. He's walking under his own power, though. Ball's at the 10-yard line.
And they will set up shop 1st and 10 inside their own 10-yard line.
Nashua South, this is their worst starting field position of the night. And it was set up on the bobble by Downing on the kickoff return. But a chance to take off another big chunk of time. We've got Christopher Keefe in at quarterback, the freshman.
Now, Keefe is not quite the 6'6" Ryan Mallett prototype.
No, not by any stretch, but he's a freshman. Still
He's
time
ready
to grow.
go, though. He's going to run it off left tackle. And he's got 5, and he puts his head down and gets 3 more, and the flag flies. They might call it on the running back there, the quarterback, for dipping his head.
But I like the look. Give him the ball around the edge. He
Now,
beat the guys to the corner, and then he went straight on into the defender, not showing
It
any
is
fear.
against the offense.
That's exactly
Now,
what they're
that's
gonna call.
interesting because I wondered if that could be called at the pro level. You see guys, or even the college level, you see guys lower their heads all the time as running backs. The ill-advised lead with your head, and sometimes they make head-to-head contact that's initiated by the running back. I don't think I've ever seen it called on the offensive player before this play.
But I like the look. You lose the yardage, but it shows that Keefe is not afraid to go after the tackler, even as a freshman getting some PT here.
Well, I credit the officials for trying to make it a learning moment for Christopher Keefe.
And
that
call
he really
it
shouldn't do that.
consistently as well.
Yeah, exactly. A teaching moment. Keefe back in the shotgun is going to hand this ball off. And nice tackle made by number 17 for BG, Jake Allison.
That was Zach Hero, the 5'5" sophomore running back. And a lack of field vision there that comes with not getting a ton of playing time at the varsity level. He had some space to the inside, but cut it right out into the defender. Keeps the clock rolling, but brings up a second and almost 10 yards.
Clock continues to roll. South trying to come up with something here on 2nd and 10 with their third string and freshman quarterback Christopher Keefe getting some Stellos Stadium action. Nice pass over the middle is complete. And it's Ciampa who is stomping his way down the field. He gets to about the 47-yard line. Call it a gain of 35.
Interesting that Ciampa's out there because he's one of their better defenders.
Yes.
I mean, I have several.
Playing tight end. They might
a
not
lot
have
of-
another tight
A
end.
lot
I
of
guess.
photos of him, making defensive plays during the course of the season, and he's interesting. They've got him out there, letting him play some tight end. But
Well, you don't
still-
see a freshman throw to a senior very often, and that's what
No,
happened there. It was a nice look for
but still,
young
who
Christopher
do you
Keefe.
need more? Do you need your you need your defense just as much as you need your offense next week?
True. Yeah.
You just can't risk that injury factor.
Yeah. It's nice to have a big target, though, if you're Christopher Keefe throwing to the 6 feet, 220-pound tight end Champa.
Over the middle, nonetheless.
Yes.
I mean, Keefe has shown
Where's
confidence.
my Gronk? There he is, John Champa.
And think of the players that this program has got to replace next year.
Huge
I mean,
task.
It's a
Maybe
it's
impossible task.
It's a lot of guys. This is going to be a completely different South team next year.
But for Keefe, he's shown confidence early on. That initial run, being the aggressor, forcing the decision on the defender, and then a big completion over the middle and another run to the outside on that play.
And he whispers into the ear of his running back before he
Champa
swings it out
again.
again to Champa, who gets gang tackled after a gain of about 4.
Now, they're going to call him back at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, that's right. They already had the yardage on the previous play, so just about no gain at all. 3rd down.
John, I've been keeping an update here on this World Series game.
Yes.
1-0 Astros. Ulieski Gurriel, solo home run.
Wow.
In the bottom of the 2nd inning, Astros undefeated at home.
Tough at home, tough to beat at home. Dodgers probably can only hope to win 1 game there in my mind. I don't
And they
think they're
need to
gonna,
win one or it's over, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win 2 out of 3 there, and I think that Dave Roberts took out Rich Hill way too early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
It was consistent with what he had done the whole year,
Yeah.
but I think come playoff time, you got to throw that out the window.
you got
And
the guy pitching well. Keep him in the game,
Hill was-
until he shows signs.
Hill was visibly upset in the
I
dugout.
don't blame him.
I mean, either.
I don't blame him.
Shotgun here for Keefe. Maybe Girardi and Dave Roberts can switch places at the end of the season.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Be Roberts is the Yankees manager and Girardi in L.A. Trying to rip the ball loose was BG, but a good
Dave
job
Roberts
of hanging
is-
on to it.
Dave Roberts isn't going anywhere. He should be
Not
their
going anywhere.
manager for a while.
Yeah. I don't think Girardi should have went anywhere either. That was a young team he took to within a game of the World
It
Series.
was. I just think that
In the New York City pressure cooker, they have to
Yeah,
find
That's what
somebody
it
that
was.
I just think that they felt, is he the guy to lead us for the next 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with the contract being up, if the contract wasn't up, I don't think this would have happened.
Yeah, you're right.
With
I
the
mean,
contract
just,
up, is he the guy we want for the next 4 years with the younger players? And I think the younger players liked him a lot better than the veterans did,
Yeah.
which is ironic.
Holding it a long time is Rate. What a fastball that was,
wow.
and it's incomplete. It was right in the chest of Zach Keenan, but not able to secure it. Incomplete pass.
What a stick from Tanner Plord coming
Yeah.
up from the safety roll. And a shot right to the ribs of Keenan will end the 3rd quarter.
But Keenan's taken some hits, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been
Slow
beat
to
up.
get up down there, and then he takes that hit there. You're going to see
A clean hit, but
You're
yes,
going
a
to
hard
see
hit.
Guertin seniors stay in this game probably because this is
They
their
don't have a
last-
lot of numbers either.
This is
over
their
there.
last game.
Yeah.
You're right. They don't have a lot of numbers. This is their last
Yeah.
game, and I think you're going to want to see this, be on the field.
Yeah. So Tanner Plord ends the 3rd quarter with an exclamation point defensive stop there on, I believe that was 1st down. Now it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line. And a lot of the 2nd string South defenders trotting out onto the field. Talk about, looking ahead to next year's class. And Nevin Roy, 6'2" and 305 kind of jumps out at you in the roster at the nose guard for the Panthers. Right in front of the ball at the 45-yard line.
You talked about the starters coming out. Olsen and Agor both still in the game at the cornerback position for South.
Incomplete. No whistle, and now they blow it.
Late whistle for sure,
It's
yeah.
kind of like a mistake by the officials not to blow that dead earlier.
Yeah, that was definitely a forward pass.
So I kept an eye on Nevin Roy in the nose guard, the Vince Wilfork spot in that play, and he lunged forward to hit offensive lineman, and there was nobody there. And he just stumbled forward.
That's
It was open space. I think
reaction
it
play,
shocked
yeah.
him. I think somebody had just avoided contact completely.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. Now he gets double teamed, and he's in the backfield. He might have got held. They complete the pass, and Hisco operating in space, trying to get to the sideline. He's wrapped up. Good tackle by Tavon Olson, but it is a BG first
A
down.
lot of running for 12 yards.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
By Hisco, because he caught it about 10 yards beyond the line.
Hisco, actually Rate shotgun, hands it off up the middle. Plumlee in the secondary gets knocked sideways after he gets first down yardage. We're in the fourth quarter. You can see the clock continues to run regardless of an incomplete pass or not. 35 points is the margin where they established running time in the second half in New Hampshire high school football, and we have reached that point. It was 43-6. Now it's 43-14, but running time continues as Plumlee carries it up the middle for a short gain on first down. The 2nd and 9.
And for BG, empty out the playbook here.
Yeah.
Call whatever you want. Let Sam Rate operate at his best.
Right.
Fate of the game pretty much decided, but you can change how the taste in the mouth is heading into the offseason.
Plumlee around the corner has the sideline, and one man that beat gets knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line, but it'll be goal to go. The hit administered by number 56, Garrett Fleury, the sophomore linebacker who's 5'7" and 222, which is the reason why he got knocked out of bounds.
That had to be why Plumlee didn't get in, because he sure looked like he was going to go.
5'7" and 222. And tell you what, he doesn't look overweight either. I mean, that's going to be packing a punch there on that hit. Trips left. Plumlee is in the lone running back position and following his lead block and into the end zone. He was wrapped up at the half-yard line by Saul Pasquale, but just able to fall over the line for the third touchdown of the game for BG.
So that's a defensive touchdown, the 85-yard
yeah.
fumble recovery, and then followed up by a long drive that took only about 3 minutes. But BG not quite out of it yet. Nashua South's going to need to respond.
You know what? Let's see. 2-point conversion here would make it a 21-point game.
I think Nashua South, they're not going to be content with 43 points. They're going to need to get down in there again. So we'll see. Sean Hall still in pads on the sideline.
And nearly picked. I guess he can run that back for 2, can you?
Yeah, that'd be 2 points, a defensive conversion.
Conversion's no good, so 43-20. Still a 3-score game with 9 minutes to go, and BG's #1 offense on the field. This game could be a lot closer.
Well, this is it. #1 offense against South's.
Second, third string defense.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. I like the look, though, with Christopher Keefe on the offensive side for Nashua South. The freshman has come in and shown confidence after Dante Young really looked shaky. He had a couple of bad passes and then just coughed the ball up out of thin air. Nobody hit him. He just kind of dropped it, and it resulted in an 85-yard fumble recovery touchdown for BG. So
probably onside kick here for the BG.
I think you
know, regardless of whether BG comes back in this game, Scott Knight is not going to put his starters back out there because they don't need this game.
You would think.
Right?
You would think that would be the mentality.
And they're kind of stiffened up.
I mean, if they have a drive similar to the first drive for Keefe, it could take 6-7 minutes off the clock.
Right. Huntsman kicks it to the 15 where it's fielded by Derek Downing. Downing is going to hang on to it. Stopped at about the 20.
Just can't turn the ball over, but
Yeah.
South's got some big kids that are going into this offensive lineman. But their coaching staff is left at the top. They've come down. So
see they go with quarterback here. It's going to be
Make that the 22 yet.
number 10.
I believe it's still Keefe, isn't it?
Dante Young back out there.
Young, okay.
Yeah.
Got you another World Series update. Astros now taking a 2-0 lead.
Another
Bottom of
homer?
the second. No, Marwin Gonzalez, a single.
Wow.
RBI single. Something we haven't seen a lot of this postseason. It's been a focus on the long ball, but Marwin Gonzalez drives in Josh Reddick, and it's 2-0 with 2 outs at the bottom of the second inning in Houston.
Tackled at the line of scrimmage.
But the physical difference in the players is incredible.
Yeah. Joey DeSilva, the freshman running back, who's
The running
145
time.
pounds, tackled by number 78 for BG. Oh, wait, do I have it backwards here? Number 80 for sophomore, 118 pounds. Kyle Salemi.
The
was
running time
tackled
is-
by Caleb Kearney, who's 215.
Yeah, the
100-pound
running
difference.
time is going to have a huge effect. I mean, Caleb Kearney's a starter for BG. He's been
Yeah.
playing all year. So,
Tackle made there by Ethan Holtz. Stops Zachary Hero.
I mean, you talk about the physical differences, and you can see it right there. Just look
Oh,
at
yeah.
the
with
defensive
one-on-one
lineman.
tackles, it's amazing. You
The
know, it's
defensive
about-
line for
there's
BG,
about a
and
40
then
to 50-pound
Christopher
difference.
Keefe. I don't know. I'm a little bit less removed from my high school days than you guys were. I played, and I grew about 6 inches the last 2 years of high school. So a lot of these guys still waiting.
What are you talking
on
about?
a
I
couple more
graduated
inches.
last year.
Could have fooled me.
That's an academic problem. That's not,
Yeah.
that's not nothing to do with age.
He just said years removed from high school. He didn't say, whether it was academics or age related.
Chronological or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all a mindset, right? Age is but a mindset. But here's Alex Amigo back to punt. This is only the third time that they've punted all game.
As you can see, the clock continues to roll as South will punt it away. Low end over end.
Good
and
roll,
a great
yeah.
south bounce.
That was a line
And roll.
drive punt by Amigo, but what was different about that? He didn't do the run and look and see.
The
He
Aussie
had it,
style, yeah.
which he'd been doing all season long. This is just punt the ball and get it over with.
Looks like a good way to do it after that result. 1st and 10 for Bishop Guertin with 6 minutes to go.
Here's your running time, Tom, between the
Yeah.
drives. Under 6 minutes to go. We're halfway through the fourth quarter.
Oh, it's
Well, look for Hisco.
yeah.
around
I
the
mean,
field there.
Guertin's really good. Guertin's going to be in a hurry up in more than one way.
Rolling out, Rate fires, and it is complete to Hisco. Inside the side, he gets out of, no, he stayed inbounds. Doesn't matter, they keep the clock rolling anyway. That's why Austin was willing to take a chance. He might be able to beat some defenders.
They'll go deep pretty soon. That's I would think.
I mean, and realistically, unless they score in the next 2 or 3 plays,
Yeah.
this very well could be their last drive of the season.
Unfortunately, I think Victor Giletto might have gotten hurt earlier in the game, or else he'd be out there on the wide side. Hisco, quick hitter outside, short gain. You would think there'd be sideline fly patterns mixed in here for BG, but they went with a short pass on that play. Receiver at the top of your screen is number 48, Ryan Cote. And they're going to flag that, I think. No.
No, good timing.
I didn't think that they should have flagged it. I thought it was a good hit.
Yeah, good coverage,
Yep.
good play on the ball, and good officiating to let the guys play here and bring up another third down. This is the 10th one of the game for BG. They've only converted 2 thus far.
So call it 3rd and 7. Sam Rate looking for a play call.
Should be a pass, but with the option to take off for Rate. Wouldn't be surprised if he rolled to the right as well.
Now he wants Plumlee in a different spot, that's for sure, than where he was.
He'll take it.
And now he's going to go.
Following the block of Plumlee, he's got a first down.
Now he's short.
Oh,
He's
no,
short
you're
by
right.
2
He is
yards.
short, yeah. Yard short, and a South player slow to get up.
Right now he's got 96 yards on the ground. Rate does.
That's about what we would expect coming into the game, but it's coming big in big.
No, the 40,
Big
half of
yardage
it's on the
for him.
40, most of it's on the 42-yard run.
Yeah.
4th down and 1.
This is going to be a straight handoff, or Rate's going to run it up the middle. I don't think they're going to go in the air here.
I would expect the latter of those two options.
He doesn't get the 1 yard. It
It's
could be
Rate.
Sam Rate's last possession of his career, but no, he makes it. And the drive stays alive for Guertin here in the final minutes.
Yeah, and with that first down, this could be the last drive of the ball game.
Rolling right. Rate looking to pass. Under pressure. Fires it incomplete. You had Keenan open in the flat, rolling with the quarterback, but it was a bit overthrown.
Yeah, that's tough rolling to that right side off the back foot. He's looked good all game. Just a little too much air under that ball as he got a little wild with his mechanics, let the ball come back just a little bit too far on him, and that resulted in the point of the football being too high when he released it off that back foot, where your balance just isn't not the way it is. Some guys throw better like that, Rate being one of them, but just a wild mechanical throw there.
He's going to try to step up. Now he's going to run it.
Rate surfing his way, stiff-arming his way ahead, but
South
stopped
did a
short of
good
the first down.
South
Yeah,
did
they
a good
did.
job there to stop him. But he is 1 yard away from 100. He's at 99 now to that 3-yard gain.
Let's see, Suman Morissette, number 54, helping out on that tackle. 56-21.
Here we
Pinkerton
go,
over
deep ball.
Merrimack.
I've been waiting for this. He's
Deep
got a
down,
man
he's
wide
open, and
Yep.
it's complete for the touchdown. Was it, what yard line was that on? They don't have it correct on the scoreboard. But it was a touchdown pass from Sam Rate to Austin
I
Hisco.
believe it was a 36-yard touchdown.
36-yard touchdown pass?
Yep.
And they took advantage of young Jake McDevitt, 5'8", $139 on that outside, guarding Austin Hisco. And no chance. He just kind of threw up the hands, never even had a view on the ball. A perfect throw from Sam Rate. And they're not going down without a fight here, John. And
No.
John and Tom, because these guys, it's their last game. They know that Rate has really taken the game on his shoulders. If they would have played offensively with a little bit more of this fire earlier on.
Well, think
South
about
Lee,
who they're going against
That
now,
is
right?
true. Yeah,
That's
that
a
is true.
huge part of it. That's it. You know, this would not have happened against the number 1 defense, I don't think.
Nice play by South's number 15, Devin Ortiz. The sophomore defensive back stepped in to break up that pass.
But, I mean, you look at the defense that was out there on that last drive. You still had Tavon Olson. You still had Tony Agor. You still had Nevin Roy on the
Who'd
inside.
you have coming in after him?
Well, you had Roy. That's John's favorite player.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the young players for South will look at this as some valuable and exciting playing experience on the big stage at Stellos against BG's number 1 offense. And now when they go next year, they've got that quarter under their belt. Sam Rate coming at them. I mean, all the guys in minor leagues want to go up and bat against Verlander. Right?
Yeah.
And South youngsters got to do that today, courtesy of Coach Scott Knight. So credit to South again.
Well, with this game getting a little bit closer, World Series game number 3 getting a little bit wider. 4-0, the Astros now leading. Jose Altuve with an RBI double. Alex Bregman also brings in a run on a sacrifice fly. It's the bottom of the 4th inning, and Yu Darvish is getting bounced from the game after just an inning and 2/3.
Wow. The Astros train keeps on moving. The very loud locomotive that seems to be the team of destiny there in Houston this year.
And Darvish has had good luck against the Astros, one of the best ERAs in the league against Houston. And he's only the second Japanese-born pitcher to ever start a World Series game. Can you tell me the other one?
Hideki Nomo?
No.
Was it the guy from the Red Sox?
Think close to home, yeah.
I've already forgotten.
Daisuke.
Daisuke.
Daisuke Matsuzaka started a World
Matsuzaka.
Series game, yeah.
Watch this for the onside
Was it
kick coming up.
2007?
Yes, sir.
Onside kick is fielded
Grabbed by
by South.
South. Yep.
And still in bounds is
Frost.
Brendan Frost. Twists away. Tough to bring down.
I'll tell you, that was a good onside
Yeah.
kick because the first guy who touched it for South didn't grab it. Went off his hands, and it came right to Frost.
With the running clock, we're going to see 2 plays max here. That'll end the season for Bishop Guertin.
So very little time left in this one, and it looks like Sean Holland is back on the field.
They're gonna let him out there. Victory formation in place.
Yep.
Yeah,
He'll take one knee, maybe two, and that'll end it.
you're right. Well, an impressive final regular season game of the year for the Panthers. They'll probably take a knee one more time to end this one. And predictions for South Pinkerton next Saturday, man.
Both teams with dominating wins tonight. Nashua South, this will be their 7th straight win.
Pinkerton crushing Merrimack.
Yeah, that's a win that South had earlier in the year.
It's going to be an exciting game.
I
Don't
think
miss
so,
it.
nonetheless.
Nashua TV, 1 o'clock next Saturday.
Well, Nashua South beat Merrimack 27-20 in week 3 for their first win of the year. I think it would be a little bit more lopsided if they played this week. But I think that this is going to be a very exciting playoff game. But with the way that Nashua South has played, with the way that they have established themselves as an offensive powerhouse, they've scored 40 or more points in each of their last 5 games. We've seen both of these teams here at Stello Stadium. I'm going to go with the Nashua South Purple Panthers.
43-26 is your final. The cameraman for today's game's been Tim O'Neill. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson. I'm John Collins. For Matt Neverett and Tom King, thank you for watching. Congratulations to the playoff-bound Nashua High South Purple Panthers, who'll take on Pinkerton next Saturday at 1 here at Stello's and on Nashua ETV. Happy Halloween and good night from Stello Stadium, everybody.